May the 4th be with you. Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today I'm answering your YouTube questions, or we are answering your YouTube questions. And by we, I do not mean my brother from the same mother yet, but I will right here in a second. But while we're waiting for that, I do want to let you know that today's stream is brought to you by TubeBuddy, which is the #1 tool for YouTube content creators. TubeBuddy will help you optimize your videos for discovery. TubeBuddy will help you make sure that the thumbnails that you're making are effective for the people that you're trying to reach and the pages of YouTube you're trying to get views from. They help you change a bunch of stuff across your descriptions if you need to do that, but all kinds of helpful tools for things, all kinds of understanding types of things in terms of helping you identify the ways that people are looking for the type of content you make and things like that. But it's a tool for content creators that you should definitely have installed. You can try it for yourself at tubebuddy.com/Nimmin to see what it can do for you. Got links to that down in the description. And this stream is co-brought to you by StreamYard, which is the live streaming service that we use to stream this every single Saturday. And the reason that we use StreamYard is because it's easy to use. They make it easy to bring guests on. They make it to where you can hook up multiple USB cameras if you want to. They make it to where they are holding everything for you in the cloud. So let's say that your stream goes down, then what you can do is you can actually join back in on your phone while you're waiting for your computer to reboot or your internet to come back on or whatever the thing is. They make it easy to add graphics, background music. You can even play videos during your live stream if you want. Share your screen, all the things that you need to do as a live streamer, you can do it with StreamYard. You can try that out for yourself as well at StreamYard.com so you can see how StreamYard can help you as well.
May the 4th, everybody.
And with all that out of the way,
we brought out all this stuff today.
Yep.
All this stuff. We don't have the costumes because we can't sit in the chairs with the costumes. Yeah. He wanted to do the full costumes, but it's just not possible with sitting down and making that happen.
Yeah.
How is your week? How's your Star Wars day? Little thing we're going to do today. If you have a Star Wars themed channel in celebration for May the 4th, we will be doing Star Wars channel reviews only.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah, if you have a Star Wars channel, just say I have a Star Wars channel. And we will, I mean, unless it gets too out of control, unless there's like tons of Star Wars channels in here.
Then I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
But yeah, if you have a Star Wars channel, we're just going to pull it up, maybe give you a tip or two. And then we'll, keep on going with the show. But that's in celebration of May the 4th.
Yeah.
Today. So May the 4th be with you, everyone.
Yeah. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you need to reevaluate your life and figure out what you're doing with it.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Fun fact, the first Star Wars came out on my birthday.
Yep. Did. Fun fact.
All right.
Fun fact.
Do we have any questions yet in the forum?
No, but what there is, but before we get into the forum, a few just housekeeping things that I want to bring you up to date with. First off, if you're watching this on the replay, we've got timestamps down in the description so you can hop down and check out, the parts of the stream that matter the most to you. In addition to that, we have TubeFest coming up in Birmingham, UK on May 23rd. That is sponsored by TubeSpanner.
A lot of tubes there.
But there is. But if you are in the UK, or you can get to the UK on May 23rd. It's a conference for YouTube content creators and people that are using YouTube for business as well. So if you can get to that, then make sure that you do that. You can get more information about that at tubefest.live. We also have Vid Summit coming up here in September. So we're also, creeping towards that one as well. And with that happens in September 3rd through the 5th in Dallas, Texas. So if you are a content creator and you're in the US, at least make it to that one, because Vid Summit is like the conference for YouTube content creators. So if you are a creator, you're taking all this seriously, that's the place that you want to go learn and network with other creators. So you can find out about that one at vidsummit.com. So with those things out of the way, today, looking forward to getting into your YouTube questions, looking forward to, hanging out, as always. And if you do have a question and this is your first time here, how this whole thing works in the description. And in that form, all you have to do is put your question and then we will get it answered here on the stream. If you're watching this on Twitter, then you can go to nicknimmin.com/ask and you can put your question in the form there, and same exact thing. If you can get it in there, sometime soon, then we'll get it answered on the stream today. So, all right, D, you ready to get into the first question?
Millennial Legend says, Asia conference, please. We all live here anyway, brother.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty awesome. Yeah, that would actually be pretty awesome.
I'm surprised. Didn't VidCon do Singapore?
I don't know if VidCon did Singapore. They just had Creator Week over there. Or that might be going on now, or maybe this weekend. I'm not sure, but yeah, that they're having that. But I don't know if VidCon did Singapore. Maybe they did. I'm not sure.
They might have. I'm thinking Singapore.
Yeah,
I'm thinking VidCon did Singapore.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. But yeah, and again, if you are just joining us, it's free to get your questions asked, but you do need to put them into a form. So make sure that you do that. If you want your question answered on the stream today. But the very first question that we have is from Trying to Learn Bikes. They upload one time per week or more. They have been on YouTube for a year or more. They do DIY motorcycle maintenance, and the goal of the channel is to create and upload videos just for the pure sake of enjoyment. It looks like Millennial Legend says Manila is hosting a digital tourism and vlogger conference next week for everyone. Okay, so there's another one too. So if you're in Asia, you've also got that one happening as well.
Hello, sir. That's one of the things I absolutely love about going to the Philippines. If you haven't been to the Philippines,
it's how nice they are.
Yeah, everybody's so polite.
Yeah,
especially like within the service industry, and I absolutely love. It's like it's so pleasing. Yeah, hello, sir. Love it.
So
Filipinos, man.
Yep.
Love you guys.
So the question is, when uploading a video, there's an option to select a category that I think the video fits best, like educational, entertainment, comedy, and many others. How much weight does the accuracy of my selection carry? With the high level of AI analysis that YouTube scrutinizes each video with during the upload process, surely they know exactly what the video is best suited and would override any inaccurate category selection. Or is it still important for me to be very precise in how I categorize the video? All you got to do here is just say, okay, what does my video most closely match? And then YouTube will pick it up from there. So get it as close as you can, and then from there they have their own system on the back end that will categorize your content as they see fit, but just get it as close as you can to give that little bit of a lead in terms of what might be best in terms of your intention for the video.
So Lil Crafty Nook is in here, and
hey, what's going on? Hope you're doing great.
Yeah, so since it is Star Wars Day, she's so kindly gifted this mad special collector's edition for Star Wars when I met her at Bid Summit before.
Nice.
So I still keep this. Thank you so much.
I also she gave me cards or like envelopes as well that are Star Wars themed also.
Really? Yep. You have cards?
Yeah.
Nikki?
Yep.
Tube Spanner's in the house.
Right. Tube Spanner, Danielle, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Thank you for the super chat. Says, did you hear about the Star Wars fan who partied too hard on May 4th? He was hungover the following day and had revenge of the 5th. Love it. Probably would have been better if I would have gotten through it smoothly.
Then she said I had to force that one.
Oh,
that's what you should have added to the super chat.
Yeah,
I had to force that one.
That's good. Yep, got it. So the next channel that we have coming up here, we've got One Step. One Step does videos every other day. They do fighting games. The goal of the channel is to turn my skills and knowledge into a fun and profitable career. Question is, good morning, my dude. Good morning. Hope you're doing great. Says, hey, so you actually reviewed my channel recently in the StreamYard channel, and I appreciate all the insight. It seems I'm doing all the right things, but one comment you made stuck with me. You mentioned how you noticed that my live streams were killing it, like tens of thousands of views. This might be for my brother, I think, because I don't look at channels over on the StreamYard.
We've got a problem here. Number one, this isn't a problem I want to address. Anjum, I believe that's your name. Sounds like an Indian name. Hope you're doing well in India. It is not Nick's birthday. What I said was the original Star Wars, because I'm old.
Yeah.
The original Star Wars movie came out on my birthday.
Yeah.
That's what I was referencing. And then,
but thank you for the kind words.
Thank you for the kind words.
Appreciate it.
And here's the problem. Abcami M says, who watches Star Wars with a laughing face? Mods, keep an eye on this person. If they get out of hand, you know what to do. You know what to do if that person gets out of hand.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they say like tens of thousands of says, hey, so you actually read my channel in the StreamYard channel. Indeed, I think this might be towards you.
Okay.
And I appreciate all the insight. It seems that I'm doing all the right things, but one comment that you made stuck with me. You mentioned how you noticed that my live streams were killing it, like tens of thousands of views. Well, that's because they're vertical live streams. Before I switched over, my horizontal live streams did great too, but man, vertical is just too good to ever go back. And that's my question. Is there a reason to do horizontal when vertical offers everything as well? I still get new members, gifted members, super chats, great engagement, and going over 100 subs per stream. I personally don't see a reason to go back to horizontal. Is there downsides to doing only vertical? Would love your thoughts. Go.
Yeah, I don't recall that channel review specifically, so I do apologize on that. But my thought on if you have something on your channel that's doing well for you, All right, that's the whole point of having.
Really quick.
What's that?
Anjum Rashid says, "Happy birthday, everyone."
There you go.
That's it, right
there.
there.
You go.
Yeah, happy birthday to you too, Anjum.
Yeah, happy birthday to you
everybody.
too, brother. Yeah. Yeah. My belief is this, and this is why YouTube. We can upload shorts, we can upload horizontal content, normal standard content. We can do live streams. Now we can live stream within the short shelf. We have the community feed. Yeah. Whatever is working for you. Yeah. I mean, that's where your audience wants to find you.
When it works, ride it till the wheels fall off.
When it works, it works. Yep. You can test doing standard live streams to see how your audience is going to respond to that. But if they're finding you in the short shelf, if that's what's working, run it. Run with it. Run with it until it doesn't work anymore. But I would test it the other way. I wouldn't test it in exchange for that, but pick another day and go live once or twice horizontally and just see what the response is. One cool thing about the short shelf that brings us a lot of views is that people are just kind of like flipping through it. So it's easy to come across a live stream. The downside of that is you see those views and people could have swiped by. What's that count as? Like 30 seconds? Do you know what that counts at for a view for a shorts live stream?
I'm not sure.
If Renee Ritchie is in here yet, may the fourth be with you if you are.
May the fourth be with you.
Maybe Renee Ritchie, YouTube's creator liaison, can say what counts as a short view for a live stream, because not all views are created equal. But if it's working, it's working.
Well, I know when it comes to the short shelf in general, not all views are created equal there.
Right.
So, for example, like if somebody finds a short in search, the like how it's tracking things is different than if they find it from the homepage versus when they find it in the feed and so on.
Right.
So it's a little bit different coming from everywhere on the shorts feed.
Yep.
So it might be the same for vertical live streams. I'm not sure.
Right, like how many active people are actually in there versus how many what's the view count versus active people. But test it and see.
Hey, Coastal Diva says, what's Yoda's favorite car? D, go.
A Toyota.
Yep, you got it. Ba-doom, ba. Yep, you got it. All right, so...
tube spanner slipping.
So
that should have been the tube spanner.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
So next up on the list here, we got English Fun Zone. Says English is a second language education channel. The goal of the channel is to make English videos and some mad money, some very angry money, some money that's upset with things. Says the question is, I know how to add a video before my live stream. If I make a custom short for that live stream, how it will affect my numbers if I delete that short? If I make a custom short for that live stream, or should I just leave that short up and link it to the long form video? I wouldn't use the short as an advertisement per se for the live stream because it's not actual content. Like with that, you're basically just an ad, so to speak, that you're using the short for an ad. So it probably won't get much traction anyway. So because of that, I wouldn't even worry about using the shorts in that way. Instead, if you were, going to use the shorts feed, I would just put good content in there that makes it clear what it is that you do. And the people that are the most engaged and get the most value out of those shorts, some of those people are going to, look into you more by clicking on your channel name and going to see more of your content. Some of them, YouTube will recommend some of your content to them, your longer form content. Some of them will come into that. So because of that, I wouldn't worry about it too much in terms of using shorts for an ad. But theoretically, when you publish any piece of content to YouTube, when you delete it, then you lose the public view time or the public views, the public watch hours, and the people that have interacted with that content. You lose them as part of hey, this person has interacted with this content. So if the purpose of the interaction is to try to get them to get ready for the live stream or whatever, and then you were to delete that beforehand, then in that particular case, they may or may not see that live stream when it goes live, versus if you were to leave it up there, then you go live, then in that case, some of those people might get recommended that if they got value out of that short, or if YouTube sees it as a satisfactory experience for them. But because it's an ad for the live stream, they probably, it probably wouldn't, make much of an impact. I mean, test it, you'll find out. But since it's not actual content, it probably wouldn't do that much. But definitely give it a shot. And if I'm wrong, definitely let me know, because, I would love to share that information if so.
Especially if you're wrong.
Right,
I want to know if you're wrong.
Tell D if I'm wrong, because then he'll make sure that, that everybody knows. So I know a guy, Bicycle, says they upload every other day. The type of channel is bike shop culture from working in the industry. The goal of the channel says I love working on bikes and to share my passion with others. Awesome. And the question is, first, thank you for all that you do. It's extremely helped me through this adventure. I have over 5,000 subscribers and over 1 million views. Congratulations to you. Like you're
Yeah.
crushing. Just
Yeah.
a heads up, just in
Yep.
case you don't know, like you're doing awesome. Says starting to do interviews on my channel and was wondering if there's any reason that I would leverage the podcast option on YouTube. Being a bike mechanic, anything related to social media is like a bull in a china shop, but brute force and curse works. So yeah, so when it comes to if you have a podcast and then you actually have that playlist built inside of YouTube and you mark it as a podcast there, they give you the option to upload your podcast art. And with that, basically your podcast ends up over in YouTube Music as well. So in addition to having YouTube's main recommendation system that you get to take advantage of, you also have the opportunity to show up over in YouTube Music as well. So it just gives you one more possible discovery mechanism if you just use that playlist and you categorize all of your podcasts for that particular show into that playlist. Great question. And again, congratulations on 5,000 subscribers and 1 million views on your channel.
Yep.
Super
iPhone
Chris, thanks for the super chat. Super appreciated.
Oh, thank you. That's for me.
Yep, this is to you.
Thank you so much, Chris.
So here,
I appreciate
I'll
it.
just give you this.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just kidding. I'm not giving you that.
Okay, you don't need it.
Just kidding. You
Thank
got one over there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Didn't want Dee to take my coffee and just drink it or just go stand up and throw it away.
Get yourself one.
Yeah, right. Hey, thanks. No, it has FBI. Like you get it, right? Yeah, it's FBI. Okay, so next up.
Hey, Alaska 76. How you doing? Great to see you in here.
Next up, we got Alaska 76.
Really?
They upload when they
No
have time.
way.
Been on YouTube for a year or more. The type of channel is a YouTube channel.
Right here.
The
I'm a
goal of the channel
clairvoyant.
is to get lots of subscribers. And the question is, how do I get more subscribers? I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Can I have a shout out? Well, Dee gave you a shout out, I think, right there.
Did they ask for a shout out?
They did. Yeah.
Clairvoyant. Told
Yep.
you.
So,
that one? Yeah.
yep, Dee psychic, just in case everybody didn't know.
I'm a psychic.
Yep. So,
I get paid
at
for
least
that.
you are now, you know.
Lottery
like now
numbers.
you are.
Hear me out.
Yep. All right. What are they? Tell
I'm
me.
not going to tell you.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
really
figures.
quick.
Yeah.
So the user that I told the mods to keep an eye on, Cami M says, I'm lost. Why are most people on here saying things about Star Wars?
Oh, yeah. So, do you want to explain it?
Yeah.
Dee?
Today, okay, if you've ever watched Star Wars, and if you haven't watched Star Wars,
It's okay.
it's okay.
It's out there.
It's
and
out
you can
there.
Go watch it.
You should go watch it. There's a bunch of them. But in Star Wars, they have a saying, may the force be with you. It's kind of a good luck saying. May the force be with you.
Yep.
Force sounds like fourth. So the 4th of May has become like an official Star Wars Day. May the 4th. So instead of may the force be with you, it's may the 4th be with you.
Yep.
And today is May the 4th. So
Yep.
we redid this. Well, we didn't redo it, but we kind of changed the lighting and added our Star Wars toys up here. So it's May the 4th.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Now settle down with your
Yep.
Star Wars stuff.
Yep. That's it.
And
So yeah, let's see here. So to get more subscribers on your YouTube channel. So here's the thing. When you are publishing videos to YouTube, you can't force people to subscribe to your YouTube channel. You can remind them to subscribe to your YouTube channel, but you can't force people to subscribe to your YouTube channel. The only reason that people are going to subscribe to your channel is they're going to interact with your content and they're going to get value out of that content in some way. Maybe you teach people something, maybe you get people a new point of view on something, maybe you motivate people in some way, maybe you are entertaining them in some way that makes them laugh or, something like that. But people are going to subscribe based on the value that they're getting right there in that exchange and their anticipation of getting more of that particular value into the future. So because of that, it's important to make sure that everything that you're putting out, that you are thinking about, okay, if I publish this video, what is the user going to get out of this, right? So yeah, maybe I'm telling my story. Maybe I have a camera following me around. Maybe I'm like teaching people stuff, whatever. But what exactly, regardless of the content, what exactly is a viewer going to actually walk away from here? Are they going to be entertained? Are they going to be uplifted? Are they going to be, challenged in some way? Are they going to be motivated about something? Are they going to, you get the idea. But basically when it comes to people subscribing to your YouTube channel, that's going to be on them. So all you can do as a content creator is focus the most effort on making good content that adds value to people and learning how to do that better over time, and learning, if you're going for long form content, learning how to get people to click on that content and get people to come back to your channel. And if you're doing it for shorts, then learning how to grab people's attention when it first starts and create a great experience for them too. And I'm actually just going to hide you from the channel here as well, because you put will you guys subscribe? Yeah, because we don't we don't do that here, and we don't support that type of subscribe type of stuff here in the chat.
But
so next up on the list,
yeah, this isn't like a sub for sub type stream. We're just giving tips and tricks and some advice.
Yep, helping people out.
Yep.
So Rebel Canners, is it Canners? Yeah, Rebel Canners. I just like the Rebel part. I mean, it is May the 4th.
It is.
So Rebel Canners, they live on that Rebel base. I'm guessing
they do.
Yep. They upload every other day. They've been making videos for 1 year or more. They have a cooking channel, but the Rebel is a mod to Star Wars as Rebels. Okay, here we go. Cooking channel, but the Rebel is a nod to Star Wars as Rebels. We're the good guys against the mindless stormtroopers and go up against the mindless rule enforcers. The goal of the channel is to share my passion about food preservation. And the question is, how do I choose a shop for my channel to sell merch and link to endorses merch? Okay, this is super easy.
Shopify.
So if you're selling merch, then in that case, you just go to Spreadshop. So go to Spreadshop. You don't have to have any coding knowledge. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is you go to spreadshop.com, create a store there. And then once you create a store, then all you have to do is make a design or have a design made. And when you make that design, then you just upload it into Spreadshop, and then you direct people to that by taking your store link and putting that in your video description. Once you hit a certain subscriber requirement, you can actually get the merch shelf so people see it right underneath your videos. But basically you do that, and then you let people know that you have the merch available, and the people that are interested in it can go there and purchase that merch. Now, I have a video on my channel. If you go to YouTube search and you type in how to make merch, and then you put my name, then the video should pop up that's going to give you step-by-step instructions of exactly what to do and where to go on the website and what buttons to click and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's going to be for wearables and coffee mugs and stickers.
Yeah.
For that. But if you have other things that you want to sell in addition to that, maybe things that you're making, or maybe you have digital products, recipes or something like that, you can use Gumroad?
Yeah, Gumroad.
You can use Gumroad, which I think is probably going to be the cheapest option. You can also use Shopify, which is going to be a more expensive option. But I think Gumroad, I come across a lot of really simple stuff on Gumroad.
Yeah.
Yeah, really easy. Really easy.
Yeah, and the Shopify example, that one would be good if you're like, hey, I'm going to manufacture, since you're doing canned stuff. I'm going to manufacture cans at the tops of, cans that you would use for canning goods that have the type of food that's in there just stamped into it, or, something like that. If you're going to do something unique like that, then Shopify would be a good place to have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Bonsam Crafting, Becksam Crafting Fun, they upload 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than a year. They do card making and crafting. The goal of the channel is to have fun sharing crafts and monetization. Question: what's the rule related to giveaways? Does YouTube dislike them as if using them to gain subscribers? D.
What was the
When it
question?
comes to giveaways on YouTube, what are your thoughts?
Giveaways on YouTube. If you are doing giveaways to grow your channel, that's going to backfire on you, and I don't recommend you do it. And the reason it's going to backfire is because people are going to come to your channel to get whatever it is that you're giving away, and they're not actually interested in whatever it is that you're making. Your channel, the whole goal is to bring people to your channel, to get people watching, and to keep people watching. And if they're only coming for the giveaway, they're not doing what YouTube needs them to do, and that's not going to help your channel. If you are doing giveaways just to give back to your community, that's fine. But if you're using it as a growth technique, as so many smaller channels and newer creators
let me give this thing away, and hopefully people will come in and subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, that's
because I'm giving this thing away.
Yeah, you are actually doing a disservice to your channel, and you're actually hurting your channel. You're going to get that vanity number. You're going to get that vanity number that builds up. Oh, these
possibly
people,
temporarily.
Yeah, temporarily, but they're not going to stick around. They're not going to be interested in what it is that you actually make. And they could actually go on to hurt you even more, because they might say, oh, we're just going to give you a view, and then they click in and watch 15 seconds or 30 seconds of your video and then leave, thinking that view is helping you. But that's a negative traffic signal going to YouTube, because it actually tells YouTube people are clicking and they're not liking the video. So guess what YouTube's going to do to that video? They're not going to recommend it to other people.
Right.
So you're killing your channel if you're doing giveaways for the sake of growth. And if you're doing giveaways or doing anything and you're asking people to subscribe, that's actually...
okay, I'm doing this for my subscribers.
Yeah.
You have to be a subscriber in order to win this.
Yeah, that's actually a terms of service. It's a
community guidelines strike.
Yeah, that can get a community guideline strike.
Yep, that falls under incentivized engagement is what that falls under.
Right. So you got to be really careful with giveaways.
Right.
You can ruin everything by doing a giveaway.
Yep. And in addition to that, if you are looking for the very specific rules, because YouTube also requires that you add very specific language to your video description that excludes them from any like liability of the giveaway, that you're clear that YouTube is not, supporting or endorsing that giveaway in any way, those types of things. If you just type into Google YouTube giveaway rules, then one of the top results that show up should take you to a Google help page that will give you the exact language that you need to make sure that you're adding into your video description if you are going to do that. Neil, Urban Van Life in the house.
Hey,
you are doing fantastic.
Really quick regarding merch, the Beckon Crafting Fund brought up a great point. People who are doing in the craft world are using Etsy. So if there's something that you're actually hand making and putting together yourself, Etsy's a great option for that as well.
Yeah, and on that note too, Monique mentioned that Shopify also has an integration for Spreadshop. So I didn't know that. Yeah, so I didn't know that. So that's that's cool too.
I know they had integration for I think it's called Printful, but I didn't know they did Spreadshop. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Midnight Madness 4x4. Hey Charlie, he says, how you guys liking the DJI Pocket?
Dude, love it. It's in my bag right now.
Yep.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, it's cool because it like follows you around. So I'm not sure how people are going to respond to it or not, but I recorded a bunch of shorts with it already, and I don't know if you've noticed or not, but when I am making content, I'm kind of squirrely. I move all over the place a little bit. And one of the things that's cool is when I have the active track on, when I'm moving around, it basically, just kind of slowly follows me around. When I'm moving around, it keeps me mostly centered and things like that. So it's really cool. In addition to that, if you get the creator kit, the microphone, it just automatically connects. So it's not where like on your phone, you got to connect everything. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You just turn it on, it automatically connects, and then you have like good audio too. It's awesome. I'm digging it so far. I've only had mine for a handful of days, but it's really cool.
There's nothing worse than thinking that you recorded audio with a microphone and it didn't work. So
I had a friend of mine hit me up before we went to Japan. A friend of mine hit me up and he was like, hey, my channel, we're starting to trying to bring everything back. We're having trouble, whatever. And I was like, no problem. I'll take a look at it. And I recorded like a 10-minute thing for him. The whole audio. Message is like your videos suck and you got to work on your videos. Yeah. But I was showing him specifically how his videos suck. No audio. And sent it to him. It was like a 10-minute, thing and no audio. Yeah, and I was in Japan. He's like, "Hey, you sent it with no audio," and I haven't gotten around to making another one because I'm, busy.
Learn how to read
I'm
lips.
busy, so I'm like, I
did my part. Now you learn how to read lips if you want the information. It's like having a secret decoder ring, right? You got to figure it out.
Camp Brood says they upload 1 time per week or more. The type of channel is hiking and camping in the United States with family. The goal of the channel is to help others with their outdoor vacations. And the question is, as the channel grows and some long form videos get 100,000 views and 10,000 views, what are the negative and positive effects of posting videos that I know only get hundreds of views based on their popularity? For example, a general beginner RV video will get a lot of views, but a tour of a specific hike in a national park will only get 100 views. Depends on what you're trying to do. Like if your only focus is like, Cam, I only care about publishing videos that get lots of views on them so I can grow the channel as fast as possible. In that particular case, then you would try to avoid making videos like that. But if you're like, you know what, I'm trying to, share this experience with people and I'm trying to, if they're an RVer, I want them to land on my channel and I want my channel to be a resource that's going to show them not only all the stuff about RV, but all of the cool places and things that you can see while you're traveling around, the country in an RV. If you are taking that approach, then publishing those videos that only get 100 views on them are still adding value to those 100 people that are interested in those videos. But you might, as a creator, you might look at those and be like, oh man, I got like 100,000 views on this one, 100,000 views on here. So like, where's the best use of my time when I am deciding to, make videos? But if you're really just wanting to turn your channel into that resource, then in that case, I would prioritize the videos that typically do better. But if you have something that you're like, hey, if I was getting started now and somebody had this video out there, I would absolutely love it. Then some of the people on your channel will probably feel the same way once they run across it. And keep in mind when you publish a video to your channel, especially if you're getting videos with like 100,000 or videos with 100,000 views on them, then or 10,000 views or 100,000 views, when you're publishing your videos, some of those people are also going to go and just explore your channel. right? Some of the new people that are coming in and some of the people that have, watched your content before, they're going to come in, they're going to watch that video, and then they're going to go explore more of your content. And as part of that, some of those people will end up finding that over time as well, which then those videos can still accumulate views over time. It just might take a longer period of time, right? So because of that, if you're on the resource side and you're trying to do that, then, lean into it and make what you think is best for that community. And if you are like, hey, I'm just trying to grow the channel as fast as possible, then in that case, just lean on the content that is typically proven to get views on your videos. And that's even more important also. Like if you're like, hey, we're using this as like supplemental income or something like that, then in that case, you also have to keep those types of things in mind. So really all it comes down to what it is that you're trying to do.
You have a super chat?
Super chat.
Nick Hine, thanks for the super chat. Says, what if I promise the free copy of my book whenever it will be published to all channel members as additional candy? Is that okay? That's fine, because then they're paying channel members and it's not like incentivized for engagement on the channel. So in that particular case, that would actually be a member's perk, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I would go as far as when you have that ready. I mean, you could do that now too. You can let people know what your members' perks are.
Yeah.
I would just go ahead and add that as a member's perk if that's something that you plan on doing.
Yeah.
The whole problem with the giveaways and it's incentivizing people to subscribe to your channel in return for something.
That might not have subscribed otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
If you subscribe, I'll give you this. Mm-hmm. Not a bribe.
Yep.
Not a bribe.
Yep. So my favorite channel uploads daily content. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. It's a shorts channel. And the goal of the channel is to give people something to watch. And the question is, my channel is a shorts channel. Can I start uploading long form videos without messing up my channel? Channel's doing great using only shorts content. Yes. But understand that the game that you're playing when it comes to shorts versus when you're making long form content, those are two totally different games. So when it comes to shorts content, you are delivering good content. You're able to grab their attention when it starts, and you're able to, just keep people engaged in that. And you're also limited there to 60 seconds. So because of that, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not, but it's easier. When it comes to long form content, you have to hold people's attention for even longer periods of time, much longer periods of time in some cases. And you also have to work on the side of getting people to click on the videos, which means that you have to get good at thumbnails, you have to get good at titles, and you have to get really good at coming up with the right video topics that are a great fit for the people that you're trying to reach. So you just have to work on those things, but you might hit a home run right when you start publishing long form videos, but just keep in mind you're playing a different game. So when it comes to your shorts views, a lot of creators will look at their shorts views and they'll be like, man, my shorts are getting crushed. Why are people not responding to my long form? The reason is because with your shorts, they just show up. Hey, here I am. Whereas with your long form content, what?
Like, hey, here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
And with your long form content, then, it shows up on the different pages of YouTube. But in order to actually access the content, people have to go, oh, first I've got to notice it. And then once I notice it, then my brain's going like, okay, what's this about? Is it relevant to me? Do I care? And then they have to decide, okay, this is something that I want to watch. And then they have to actually click on it and come in, right? And then from there, then you have to work on the hard part of keeping them watching for acceptable periods of time in your video.
Here we are. Mm-hmm. Entertain us.
Yep, entertain us.
Yeah.
ESL Lessons with Teacher Lisa. Uploads 1 time per week or more. The type of channel is English as a second language. The goal of the channel is to help adults improve their English all around the world. And the question is, should I use hashtags in the title? No. No, you don't need to do that. When shorts first came out, that was something they recommended for shorts. But outside of that, you shouldn't be using hashtags in your title. And put those in your video descriptions. For video descriptions, you get up to 60 hashtags now. So
that's great.
It is. So put them down in your video descriptions.
I love YouTube giving people all the stuff that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Here, load up with up to 60 hashtags in here.
Right.
Yeah, well, and that's another reason to keep coming to these streams and watching your videos, is to keep up with things that are changing.
Well, in your videos now too.
As you said, when shorts came out, people were putting hashtag shorts in the title because that's what YouTube recommended at that time. They needed that to help identify that it was a short. It wasn't enough that it was vertical and under 60 seconds.
Right.
They needed the hashtag shorts to help identify that as well. But things change quickly on the platform. Yeah. They're always making changes. So, yeah. Keep up. And
with that also, make sure that you're checking the hashtags that you're using. Hey, Brian, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. Yeah, another thing too, though, is to also make sure that you are checking the hashtag. So one thing that I see a lot when we do channel review streams on different channels, one of the things that we see is that people will use a bunch of hashtags, but if you actually open those hashtags, you find that a lot of the hashtags are irrelevant, that they don't matter, they don't match the content that people are publishing, and because of that, it's just wasted. It's a leak that will send people off into something else that you won't even have the opportunity to possibly get something reciprocal out of. So because of that, just make sure that the hashtags that you are using are good for the results that are currently showing up there. And the way that you check this is make sure that you set your video to unlisted when you upload it and publish it as unlisted. Go into that video, go down to the video description, click on all those hashtags that you're putting there and say, okay, does this one, if my video were to show up here with all of the other content that YouTube is prioritizing here, because on every surface on the or every page on YouTube, they prioritize the content that is getting the best response. So you want to ask yourself, if my video were to show up here next to all of these other videos that people are responding to, is it a good fit for this particular hashtag? If the answer is yes, then use it if you want to. And if the answer is no, then don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I want to add something to that too. If you go into your analytics and you go into the advanced option in your analytics, go to traffic source, they have a traffic source for hashtag pages. So you can see if you're getting traffic from various hashtag pages. Because if you're just like hashtagging for the sake of hashtagging, you're probably just, if people are clicking on them, you're just sending those out somewhere else.
Right, it's a leak.
It's a leak. Keep in mind, your goal as a creator on YouTube, if your goal is to grow your channel, right? If you're trying to grow your channel and you're not trying to drive someone into your sales funnel, your email list, like, hey, I'm trying to grow my channel here on YouTube, then you need to keep people on your channel. You need to keep them watching your videos for as long as possible. You need to get them watching your next video if that's possible. So any opportunity that you give the viewer to go watch someone else's video, you're losing on that. YouTube doesn't really care in terms of in the grand scheme of things. They just want people on the platform.
Right.
They can watch someone else's video or watch your videos, but it's going to help you if they're watching another one of your videos instead of just clicking off on a leak and going off to watch other people's videos.
Yep.
So click on those hashtags. If you're not showing up there on the top with all of your videos, don't. Oh, and look at the data. See if you're actually getting incoming traffic from those specific hashtags as well.
Yep.
If the answer is no, get rid of them.
Terrestrial Vibes, what's going on, dude? Hope you're doing great.
One thing
Kathy Fit, what's going on? Hope you're doing great too.
One thing hashtags are good for, if you are going to put your name as a hashtag, or if you have a community name, like we have the Niminati, if you want to put like your hashtag community name.
To where you own a hashtag.
You own the hashtag. So if someone clicks on that hashtag, it is populated with all of your videos. That makes sense to use it that way.
And really quick, just to add clarity to this as well, Butterfly Kisses Healing says, how do you upload a video as unlisted?
Oh, that's in my next video.
So, is it?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So first off, make sure you subscribe to Dee's channel. I got a link down in the description. But what you do is when you upload the video, you have your visibility settings. So you have private, and then you have unlisted, and you have public. So you just want to make sure that it's set to unlisted. And then from there, once you upload it, then it's going to remain as unlisted.
Go into YouTube Studio, bottom left-hand corner, go on Settings. When Settings opens up,
here we go.
Go down to Upload Defaults. In Upload Defaults, you're going to see a visibility option. Put that to private and save it. And what's going to happen is every time you upload a video, YouTube is automatically going to private that video.
Double check it on mobile, because that used to not carry over to mobile, so I'm not sure if they fixed that or not yet. Yeah, so double check that on a mobile device if you're doing everything on your phone. But if you're doing it on a computer, you set that up. Every time you upload a video, it's going to have those settings in there. Yeah.
Otherwise, you just you upload the video and it goes public. And you don't have time to actually go in there and make any changes, or maybe you spelled something wrong, or you weren't ready to publish yet. You're like, I don't know why everything's publishing and I'm not ready. That's why. Go into your upload defaults and put it on private.
Yep. And Delu's book series says, what is unlisted? Unlisted means that the video is sitting on YouTube, but it's not available for public viewing. That's what it means as unlisted, unless it's in a playlist.
I was just going to say, if it's added to a playlist, it will show up. Yeah. And I've made that mistake before.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Many times.
Like, how are people watching this?
Yeah. Like, how's this getting views? I mean, like, is YouTube broken? No, I'm broken.
Right.
Yeah. So, Millennial Legends.
What's going on here?
Millennial Legends. The type of channel is honest perspective on millennial American transitioning to living in Asia, Philippines. The goal of the channel is to connect, inspire, and teach our members what the world is today, creating a brand and humble mentality to unite us all. Love it. The question is it time? I need help. Edits, SEO management, pilots. What top 3 red flags and green flags do I pay attention to when hiring and collabing with new people? I'm ready for the next steps. Thank you, guys. So when it comes to collaborations, the main thing is that you just want to make sure that there's alignment, right? So for example, if you are going to be collaborating with somebody, you want to make sure that one, you like that person, you like that content, the quality of content is up to par with what it is that you do, or at least your personal standard. In addition to that, their audience is all the people watching their videos is also the same type of person that would be watching your videos. So you want to do collaborations like that if you're going to do collaborations, so that when you are, recommending each other and stuff like that in your videos, then the people that are going to be going both ways are also going to be likely to continue to watch the content on the channels that are being recommended. In addition to that, when it comes to like edits and SEO and management and all that stuff, I recommend that you just go to like ytjobs.com and you check out, the services that they offer there, because the people there, they vet them and they actually have experience in the industry versus hiring somebody off of Fiverr that maybe doesn't have like any real experience. They just they steal one of my thumbnails and they put it up there and pretend that they made it, that kind of stuff. So you run into problems like that. So because of that, I would definitely do that. Other little things that people do if you do use services like that, or if you use services like Upwork or onlinejobs.ph in your case, one of the things that you can do also is put some additional information, like put a big paragraph together, and within that paragraph have it to where you don't have any line breaks, anything like that. It's super messy and almost annoying for somebody to read through. And then somewhere, in the middle or maybe the bottom, you put something in there about, hey, let me know how many subscribers that I have on my YouTube channel right now. And then some people are going to be resourceful, and if it's obvious what your YouTube channel might be, then some people are going to be resourceful and they're going to go look for that information. Other people are going to be like, hey, could you let me know what your channel is or whatever? And that's just going to let you know, like, do you have somebody that's actually going to take initiative, or do you have somebody that's going to, wait for you to tell them what to do with everything? And you definitely want the people that have the initiative and will just, make the move, so to speak. So when it comes to that, I would just, keep those things in mind.
Super chat for Patty Doyle. Patty,
what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome, man. It's been a while. Hope that you are doing great.
Yeah, let me just thank you for a second, because about 2 months ago, I was just watching your videos, and I say 2 videos. He shot one when the world was shut down and he went to Krabi, and another one after everything had started opening back up. So I was watching your videos because we went down to Krabi, and I used your video as a resource. So thank you.
Nice.
Fantastic video.
Nice.
And
Love
wow, what a change.
Yeah.
Because he was down there when everything was shut down. Like then versus now.
Like everything was shut down and he's like traveling all over the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an amazing time that was in terms of travel.
Yeah, it's nice to see you in here, dude. Hope you're doing awesome. Glad that you like the red vibes. Yeah, it's not necessarily the new look. We're just celebrating May the 4th, you know. So yeah, that's why we got all the Star Wars stuff on here, and we got the red vibes going. Because, dark side for life and all that.
That's right.
So let's see here. So next up on our list, we've got, the Empire loses, though. So maybe we shouldn't be dark side for life.
We don't know if they lose.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's still playing out.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so next up, we've got, but they keep losing.
Or do they?
Yeah, it seems like
they
keep using. Yeah.
Do they, though?
Maybe they're playing the long game. I don't know. It seems that way. All right, so let's see here. So, American English with Brent says that he watches you also, Patty. He said your Chile video was great. Ghost is Legend, what's going on? Lil Crafty Nook is our next question here. She uploads every other day, been on YouTube for a year or more. She does homemade greeting cards.
Really quick, did you see the interview with George Lucas where someone was asking him about the rebels versus...
I did see that.
And I
didn't see the interview, but I saw the snippet of
where the rebels were actually like insurgents.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Like maybe they're bad guys.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
You never know.
But the goal of the channel is teaching card making community and making an income. And the question is, can you explain Opus Clip's rating system? They have both a number score and an ABC for hook, engagement, and theme. Mine can have a high score and low grades and vice versa. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be honest with you here. When it comes to the rating score, I would just take it with a grain of salt. And the reason I would take it with a grain of salt is because when it comes to your videos being published and how people are going to respond to those videos, that's not something that can be predicted. So because of that, I wouldn't worry about that rating system at all. What I would do is I would use it as the tool that it is, and just get in there, upload your long form video, have it cut it up into a bunch of clips, and then from there be like, what do I think for my audience? What do I think that they would enjoy? And then that way you're leaning on your expertise instead of, following those numbers that may or may not be a perfect fit for your particular audience. So in my opinion, like that particular thing by itself, I think that might be more of like a marketing thing versus a thing where it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely something that, like people are going to 100% respond to this or whatever. That's just not something that, can accurately be predicted, especially when there's not like a real history that they would have access to, on the channel itself. So because of that, I would just use your own judgment with that, because your audience, the things that people typically respond to, better and things like that. So I would use your own judgment.
So it was just asked in the chat. Where did it go? I lost it. I was just getting ready to pause it, and the chat just flew by. It was Butterfly Kisses Healing was asking if subscribers are notified when you upload a unlisted or private video.
No.
The answer is no, they are not. And you also have a new option when you upload a video to actually not alert your subscribers when you publish a video. How do you feel about that?
It's been there for a while. Yeah. For the not alerting people, but people are talking about it now. Yeah.
And the idea behind that is you're uploading a video
that isn't a good fit for your subscribers.
That is not a good fit for your subscribers. Like, for example, and this would be a terrible idea for...
Hey, your mic's off, D.
Holy cow.
Yeah. He just shared like the best tips anybody's ever heard.
If you were wondering how everyone went viral, everyone goes viral, you just missed it. You did. I hope you can read lips. Maybe the transcription will do. Yeah.
Yeah, he said the video's glitching. Ron Stranson said the video's glitching on and off too. That's great.
Great.
Yeah, great. Hey, it's all right. Yeah, we're going to keep rolling though.
The Empire,
for now,
is striking. Yes,
I know, right?
So we were talking about the question.
The rebels are probably attacking the Death Star
base
right now.
Yeah, attacking the base. Yeah, Butterfly Kisses asked when they upload a video and unlisted.
Deal with this.
Yeah, we'll be back. When you upload a video in unlisted or private, are your subscribers notified? And the answer is no, not until you actually publish the video.
Right.
And I was mentioning about there's an option in there to not alert. There's a checkbox to not alert your current subscribers, and why you might want to use that. I personally think that's not the best idea.
If it's not a good fit for your subscribers, you shouldn't be uploading it to the channel.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it shouldn't even be on there. Like if it's not a good fit for subscribers to the point that you would uncheck that box, it shouldn't be on your channel in the first place.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of misinformation going around right now. Somebody made a video, some popular YouTuber made a video to where they're like, hey, to get more views on your shorts, turn off this thing. The dude's got like 1 million subscribers.
Oh, really?
And he's like, yeah, to get more views on your shorts, just uncheck that box. But the thing is subscribers don't get notified when you upload shorts anyway. So when it comes to those types of things, like don't worry about that, and only upload the content if it's a good fit for your subscribers.
Yeah, I think that was kind of weird that YouTube put that in there.
Yeah.
If you're uploading something that your audience wouldn't like, well, then you probably shouldn't be uploading it. Mm-hmm. Okay, think of it this way. A good rule of thumb is always try to curate your channel to make the best viewer experience possible.
Yeah.
So if someone comes to your channel, they can easily find the content that they want. They can binge watch your content. That's what playlists are for, to curate content based on particular topics. So curate your videos and make it easy for the viewer to find what it is that they're looking for. And even though you might select, well, I don't want my subscribers to be notified, YouTube's recommendations, as good as they are, they're not perfect. And there's a good probability that they would recommend the video that someone might not be interested in at the end of one of your other videos or along the sidebar. And that could hurt your click-through rate. I just think it's a bad idea.
And one thing that Chantel did just mention, she says she does get notified when they're uploaded from a PC. So if it goes up from the short in the short shelf, then it's actually uploaded like as a short. But when you upload from a PC, it's actually uploaded as a video, and then it ends up going into the short. So yeah,
that's from
fair.
A computer.
Yeah, that's fair.
From a computer. Yeah.
Andrew Cannon in the house. What's up, dude? Hope that you are doing fantastic. Nice to see you in here. I actually have, even though it's not until like May 12th, I think it is.
May the 12th.
Once this stream is finished, Andrew, I've actually got this redirecting to your stream that you are doing on May 12th for anybody that wants to, hit the reminder for that.
Hey, got a new channel member.
Rotten Melon, welcome to the Niminati. Make sure when you get the chance, you go to niminvip.com. It's going to redirect you to our members-only Facebook group if that's something that you're interested in joining. If you are on Discord, then you can also, once you have your channel connected to Discord, which you probably already do, it will also give you access to our members area side of our community Discord as well. So if you have any questions, anything like that, you just put it in that questions area, and then we get that sorted when we see them. So next up, we got Build with Mooney. Build with Mooney uploads when they have time. They do DIY woodworking content. The goal is to share and teach. The question is, after 1 year on this journey, I'm getting closer to figuring out what holds my viewers' retention. And Nick, I just want to say that I'm glad the first year is out of the way because it's very rough. And I just wanted to let some of the brand new creators know that it gets easier after you start learning all of the video making stuff, which is a lot, and YouTube learning. I guess I don't have a question. Just wanted to share. Thanks, Nick and D. Yeah, so I just want to talk about that for a second. So, when you first start making videos, and I think this is the message that, they're trying to share is, when you first start making videos, you're still trying to figure out like, how do I organize my files? Where do I click in my interface in order to do this? Or where do I find this button in the app in order to do this in my video and things like that? And the learning curve, can be pretty steep. And then when you go from the process of just cutting videos to actually learning how to edit, and that whole thing is steep in terms of the learning curve. So it's definitely a process. And as you, just to support this message, as you get more experience, you can do things a lot faster and a lot more efficiently because you just practice, right? You practiced on the thing and it makes you better at it.
So what are your thoughts on this?
Video for Bosses, what's up? Hope you're doing
Avis
great.
Pope says, we're talking about that checkbox for not notifying your subscribers of the publish. Avis Pope says, I thought that option was for people who upload many videos per day. Subscribers may get annoyed by the constant uploads.
No, YouTube limits your notifications that go out to three notifications within a 24-hour period. So YouTube handles that on your behalf. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Derek's Lawn Rescue. They upload one time per week or more.
I love that channel name. That's
Derek's
so
Lawn
clear.
Rescue?
That's so clear. I love channel, especially if you have some sort of utility channel or you're doing something like that, a trade channel. I love that as soon as you hear the channel name, you know exactly what it is.
Yep.
Absolutely love that.
They do volunteer lawn care. The goal of the channel is to make money so I can help more people in need. And the question is, do you have any suggestions on how to feel more natural on camera? I've tried to pretend,
that's good.
And I'm talking to my wife or best friend, and it still comes out like I'm reading a script and not natural. So if you're already doing that, then in that particular case, I would just lean into practice. Like if you're already trying to communicate with the camera like you're on a video call, then in that case, I would just lean into practice. But keep in mind, a lot of creators, actually I saw Nolan Molt from previous on Think Media. He published a video on Instagram and he was talking about how this particular thing, about like when the camera turns on, how like you go into YouTuber mode. Right.
Yeah.
So it's basically like, like you're sitting there and you're hanging out and everything's just kind of And then like the camera comes on. It's like, hey, what's going on? And, and you go through that whole thing. And he was just talking about how like all the creators that he knows does it and, all that stuff, which is true. Like, that's a common thing. And even when we start this stream, same thing happens. And then we end up landing the plane into like a normal tone.
Wow, the timing.
What?
There's a plane. Did you hear that? Right as you're like landing the plane flew over.
Oh, nice.
That was perfectly timed.
Dude, you should have seen me in the channel reviews yesterday on the Tube Spanner channel. Yeah. There's a motorcycle channel that popped up, and I'm like, stay in your lane, and like giving like these other references that just happened. Like they weren't planned, but I caught them as they came out. It was
cheesy
great.
Like that.
Yeah, it was total cheese. It was great. Yeah, absolutely great.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say for the camera, there's always it's comfortable, and you're probably the same way. I've got, I don't know how many videos I have on my channel. I think I've got like 300 videos or something. And that's just that I've made on this channel. Let me look really quick. Yeah, I have 301 videos just on my main channel.
Nice.
Here.
Hey, congrats on 300.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's videos, live streams. I've done, I don't know how many thousands of hours probably of live streams.
You can actually see it in your analytics.
Really? Well, I just mean like between all of us and all
like these two.
Yeah, like my channel and the StreamYard channel with you and the TubeBuddy channel. Just thousands of hours of live streams.
Were you on Owen's 24-hour stream?
Yeah.
You're on that too? Yeah. So like that one too.
I've been
Just
on
that alone was like probably 12 hours.
I've been on Daryl's stream 20. Yeah. I've done some live streaming is what I'm trying to say.
Events.
Yeah. I've done some live streaming. I've been known to do some long live streams. Point being, it doesn't matter how many times I'm behind the camera. There's still that element of you're just never 100% comfortable. I can do thousands of hours of live streams and hundreds of videos, and I might be 95% comfortable. But there's still that element of it's that pressure of having to articulate what it is I'm trying to say correctly. Live streaming is a lot easier because accidents happen, and if you say it wrong, people
that would have been good for the motorcycle channel too.
That would have been great. Yeah. Accidents happen. Yeah. I hope they don't happen.
Yeah, I hope they don't happen too.
Yeah.
But
right. When you're live streaming, you make mistakes, and people are more forgiving. When you're recording the video, we all put this pressure on us. By the way, I want to make sure my mic isn't off. Okay. We're putting this pressure. We have this pressure that we put on us to make sure that we articulate things in a certain way to make sure our message gets shared. And over time, as a creator, you start learning about more effective ways to communicate. Just because you can turn on a camera and can speak, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're communicating effectively. That's something that you have to learn, and you're watching channels where they teach you how to communicate better, and it's really hard. So there's always that percentage of where it's just like, man, I really suck at no matter how many times you do it, you have this pressure like, God, I feel uncomfortable. I can't get the words out right. I can't articulate what it is that I'm trying to say. And like you said, you have how you are, like you have it down here normally if you're just having a conversation. As soon as you turn that camera on, you ramp it up. It's just like a weird thing. I'm in awe, and I know you've seen people like this too. So there's the YouTuber amp, right? It's like, what level do I go? You go at YouTube level, right? It's the energy that you bring to it, because the camera kind of sucks some energy away. Yeah. But I'm in awe of creators. I come across their channels, and it doesn't feel like they're amped up. Yeah. It feels like they're just having a conversation, and I get completely sucked into that. Yeah. So I think if you can find that, I do believe you can amp it up too much, depending on the type of content that you're making.
Depending on the content, the audience.
Right. Yeah. So I think there's depending on your niche, I think you can amp it up too high, and I think you can also be too low in energy. Totally. So I think through experimentation, if you can find that middle ground to where it feels like you're having a conversation, but you're not overdoing it, I think that's the sweet spot. But it's hard. It's hard. The whole point of that was just, it does get easier, but it never gets to the point where you're just like, oh yeah, I'm completely comfortable. Yeah. It's pressure that we put on ourselves. And with that too, like one thing, just one tip for you also, is one thing I found with myself is like, let's say that I've went through my day and I haven't spoken to anyone. Like, let's say that, maybe I've, talked to my girlfriend like over breakfast or something. And then like, let's say like she goes out and does something, and then like I've been alone all day. And then like, let's say it comes to be like 8 or 9 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, hey, let me turn on the camera and like make some videos. And I'm like, hey, let's turn on the camera and make some videos. And I'm like, let's turn on the camera and make some videos. And I haven't really like spoken to anybody in like a bunch of hours. Then in that case, I might have to do a nice handful of takes in order to kind of get into my, kind of routine of how I communicate. So one tip that I have is maybe on your way to the site, since, maybe you are talking to other people, but you're not necessarily talking to yourself because you're talking to the camera. Just on the way there, kind of talk out loud and just talk about things that maybe you would talk about while you are making your videos, so that the way that you're processing everything would be similar, and just try to communicate to the camera like you are going to be, or communicate out loud like you're going to be communicating to the camera once you get to the job site, and see if that helps, because what you're doing there is you're essentially warming up, right? And then through that warm up, that might also help you kind of work out some of that stuff, and help you be able to be mindful of exactly how you're communicating, to be able to identify like, okay, yeah, I am being a little bit, robotic here, or whatever the thing is. Yeah, it's just something you got to go through. Ron's Trains and Things brings up a great point here. He says, I've been a public speaker for 40 years, and I've been making videos for 7 years. And I have days when I get in front of the video and I can't string 2 intelligent sentences together. Yeah, it's just a weird thing when you turn that camera on. It's a pressure that just washes over you. Like, oh, now I have to say the right thing. But I will say this. If you put me in a situation where I have to record something, I'll usually get it.
Yeah.
I'll get it. You know, when we go to events, if you go to Vid Summit, VidCon, something like that, a lot of times you do collabs with people in the hallways.
Or people are just like, hey, look, can I make a video with you real quick?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, quick, give me like 3 YouTube tips or whatever. And you're like, all right, here we go. Woo!
Surprisingly, 9 out of 10 times you'll pull that off.
Oh, yeah. And
First
just nail
take.
it. Yeah.
Nail it. First take. But when you're at home or in your studio and you're trying to do it, sometimes you can take after take. Yeah, I'm not happy with that.
Yep.
But when it comes to live streaming, I have no fear, no concerns whatsoever. If you're like, hey, you want to go live in front of a billion, if Mr. Beast or whoever, who's got the largest live streams on YouTube? Do you know?
I'm not sure for the largest live streams, but let's just say, why can't I? Dr. Disrespect.
Right.
Let's just say him because he gets
Whatever.
crushed.
Dr. Disrespect. Like, hey, D, you want to come on the channel today with a live stream? I wouldn't even, I'd be like, absolutely, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I don't listen. I don't need to know what the topic is. I mean, it's helpful to know what that stuff is, but you gain a confidence through live stream. Maybe that's your answer. Maybe you should start live streaming.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe you should start live streaming on a regular basis and answering questions and just engaging with your community. And everyone who's in here who live streams knows what I'm talking about, and you know what I'm talking about too.
I know what you're talking about.
When you live stream, a really weird thing happens because I mean it's all happening in real time, and it's kind of like the rubbing your belly and tapping your head thing. You're like messing with the gear, you're reading the chats, and you're still carrying on the conversation, thinking about what you're going to say next and how you're going to properly articulate what it is that you're trying to say. If you do that a lot, it makes recording videos, I feel, a lot easier. What do you think about that?
I agree.
You agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I fear no live stream.
Jerry's
I fear
on
no
the
live stream.
Jerry's the opposite on this. Jerry says, I'm going to say exactly the opposite of Nick. I'm better on camera when I haven't had a lot of conversations.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yep.
So one of our scenarios over here, and of course, everybody's going to have a different situation based on where you live. We live in Thailand. We're surrounded by people who don't speak English.
Yeah, and we have to modify how we communicate in English in order for everything to
so we're
through.
constantly modifying our English, and because we're not fluent in Thai, so sometimes we have to kind of mangle English mixed in with the Thai. And when you're mangling your English all the time and you have to go record English, it's really difficult sometimes. Sometimes I'll say something and I'll just like put my head in my hands and go, oh, I'm such an idiot. Like, how did I even make it this far?
In my case, sometimes because Fang. So sometimes like I'll go for like 4 days only speaking. The mixture in our mix is like
English.
A little bit of Thai, a little bit of English, and like it's just like a mess. And it's like our own version of communication.
You have your own language.
It doesn't even fit into like Thai really. And through that, it can definitely be challenging sometimes to turn that switch back on.
Yeah, Ron says, when speaking to a live audience, I find speaking to a group of 100 plus easier than speaking to 4.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting perspective. But yeah, I don't fear any live stream. Just point me in the direction, put me in front of the cam, I'm ready to go.
Same.
Recording the video, that's a different situation.
So next up, we've got Nick Hine. Nick Hine does sci-fi audio stories. The goal of the channel is to get known as among the sci-fi fans and potentially acquire the future buyers of my books. The question is, my videos are audio versions of the sci-fi stories I wrote. Do you have any idea how to properly use call to actions and such content apart from end screens and stuff in the description? Adding the please subscribe to the story's beginning or end seems weird, but maybe I'm wrong about that. So all you have to do if you're doing audio, all you have to do is just say, hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward, or hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything moving forward. And by doing that, you are putting that call to action in there, and you're doing it in a way that's not interruptive, and you're also front loading it with if you're enjoying this, which basically means if you're digging this, then in that case, just subscribe so you can see more in the future. Next up, we've got Mazzy2. Mazzy2 doesn't have a channel yet. The goal of the channel is to have fun, grow an audience, make money eventually. The question is, hey, Nick and D, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Says, remember last week when I mentioned some things about a past channel? I also forgot to mention I made another right after that. Well, I just logged back into that. It's not the same one. It was a few months after the first one. I found out that I can record again. So problem solved, I guess. I don't need to worry for now. But I need ideas for what I should do on the channel. Okay. So I want to do things unrelated to Minecraft, or at least to playing Minecraft. Like, I did have the idea of doing reaction videos, but I'm not completely sure of that idea. Can you help me get ideas for what to do? It's a family-friendly PG channel like my main one. Okay, so when it comes to deciding what it is that you want to do on your YouTube channel, or picking your niche or the type of content that you want to make, the very first thing you have to make sure that you're thinking about is whatever content that I'm going to start publishing to the channel, there's a really good chance that if people start responding to this well, that I'm going to be doing this and talking about these same things, and, you know, doing this type of content for some time into the future. So because of that, the very first place that I would start is like, what way do I like, you know, making content the best? Do I like doing reactions? Do I like doing, you know, these other, you know, ideas that I have? Try some of them, put them out on the channel, see how people respond to them, see how you enjoy making that content, and then make the call based on that. Because the thing that you don't want to happen is you don't want to make something just for the sake of like, oh, hey, this might do better. Because sometimes if you do that, even though it might do better, you might hate making the content, and you don't want to put yourself in that place. I mean, you might. I mean, you know, but I'm not sure. But
might be a place that you might want to get into.
Right.
Wedge yourself right into that place. You might enjoy it.
But you know, but if you lean into that side of things, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna pick the thing that I think could be improved on YouTube, and I'm gonna go into that, and it's gonna be something that I enjoy. I think that's the right path there, because you're gonna make a lot of videos over time, and again, you want to make sure that you're doing something you enjoy. Mm-hmm. Next. We've got
Ron's talking about those 4 people. He says you have to look him in the eye. Yeah. Well, that's when you get to
and they're looking you in the eye too.
That's when you get to assert your dominance, Ron.
Yep. Stand up there.
Yep. Let them know who's the boss.
Office Cooking is the next channel. They upload 1 time per week or more. The type of channel is funny cooking channel. The goal of the channel says to make a living as a YouTube creator. And the question is, I've never had a cup of coffee. Is it any good? Do you think YouTube will ever make links clickable again in the shorts, description, and comments? So when it comes to coffee, avoid it. Completely avoid it, because even though, yes, you know, it can make you feel like you are, you know, in focus, and it can make you feel awake, and it can help you get more stuff done. You don't want any of this, man. It's like, it'll give you energy, you know, like, you know, it gives you extra energy, helps you focus, you know, it depending on what you mix it with, it's delicious. Yeah. You know, it's a great way to just like start your morning and kind of bring you into the now and kind of get you off started. But yeah, you don't want any of this. Definitely don't want any of this coffee. But hey, seriously though.
Fun fact, I didn't have my first real coffee till I was like in my 30s. Yeah. Right? In Bangkok.
Yeah.
Remember
we were
that?
together. Yeah.
Yeah, we were together.
Yeah, we would start going to Coffee World. We started with the caramel macchiatos.
He got me into coffee.
No, you got me into coffee. Because I wasn't into coffee yet either. You got me into coffee.
So I just said,
yes,
let's go drink coffee.
Yeah, you're like, man, I'm beat. Let's hop in here and grab a coffee.
He got me into coffee. I was pointing the fingers. Nope. I got you into coffee.
Yep, you were like, man, I'm beat. Let's hop in here and get a coffee to kind of, you know, so I can make it through the night. And we went into there and we were like, man, that was really delicious. And we were both like charged, and we're like, yeah, okay, that definitely helped us get through the night. Next night, hey, let's go grab another one of those coffees.
Really?
Yeah.
Who got you into the vodka?
I think that was my Russian friend.
That was Vlad.
Yeah, Vlad, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the coffee, yeah, it's your fault. But hey, seriously though, on the coffee thing. So when it comes to coffee, there are studies that, and it's on the internet, so I don't even know really if this is even real. I don't even know if it's even real.
Yeah, there are studies that, listen, it's on the internet. I don't know.
But basically, I ran across one study, and I don't know anything about anything medical related, but I ran across one study, and they were actually highlighting how coffee and caffeine, it actually restricts blood flow to your brain. And in that particular study, they were actually advocating for not drinking coffee because it restricts the blood flow to your brain, even though it can kind of, you know, help you focus in and things like that. So.
Now, I have seen some studies on the internet where they say things like, you know, don't have a coffee until after you've been awake for like an hour.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff too.
The caffeine hits you better after you wait for like an hour.
And
you
then even with that advice, I wake up and I'm like, where's the coffee machine?
Yeah.
Where's the coffee?
Yeah. Oh, I just keep the main line right next to the bed. Just jam it right in my wrist.
Wake up and you're like,
Right.
oh, okay. Whoa,
Whoa,
up the
there we go.
Yep, the timer's working.
Got the patches in there. Shoot it between my toes. And then you don't want to drink it, obviously, too late at night because then you won't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, coffee is one of those things where once you start drinking coffee,
it becomes an addiction. Like you literally get addicted to coffee.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But
it can cause you to get moody, like all kinds of stuff like that. Like, proceed with caution.
Yeah. But I think it's good. I enjoy a good iced latte. I'm not a fan of hot coffee. I like a good iced latte.
So just a quick tip for people. Again, saw this on the internet, so I don't know if it's true. But supposedly iced coffee is better for you than hot coffee. Yeah, so basically just the chemical reactions and all that stuff, it's supposed to be better for you than hot coffee.
There you go. I love that. Anytime someone starts off with, I read this thing.
It's like, oh, geez. Who knows?
Listen, if you're
because you can find everything on the internet.
Right. If you're getting your studies on the internet and you are not educated in that field, you're probably
take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt because you probably don't understand what you're reading, whatever the study is.
Yep. Author Gonzalez, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. And hey, really quick, Renee Ritchie in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. Says probably no return to clickable links for shorts. To answer the second half of your question, probably no return to clickable links for shorts. It's the same as Reels and TikToks now. Just so much opportunity to abuse links with velocity and volume. Bad actors can make short form videos.
Hey, Renee, since you're in here, we talked about this earlier. Somebody was talking about live streaming from the short shelf. Renee, do you know how long a viewer has to watch a live stream in a short before it counts as a view? Is that immediate, or is there a certain time length before you go, oh, that's a view?
And we already shared the information about shorts by themselves where, like the view is counted differently based on, or the experience in the view is counted differently based on like how they enter the short and that stuff. We're just curious how that works on an actual live stream.
Magic Prepper coming in with the member for 17 months.
Nice. Thank you for your support there. It says, indulge in my addiction with me.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll have a sip for you, Brad.
Cheers. So let's see here. So next up on our list, we got
I'm sorry. That's not Brad. Apologies. I thought, sorry about that.
Next up, we got Vin Sketch.
Magic Prepper.
Vin Sketch. They've been making videos for 1 year or more. They do Minecraft videos. The goal of the channel is to reach 1,000 and love of filmmaking. The question is, as a small channel, how do you know if you're doing YouTube right? What are the signs except for views? What should I be looking at? Yeah, go into your audience retention reports and see how people are responding to your videos. Look at your click-through rate. See how people are responding there. See if people are giving you thumbs up on your videos. See if people are coming back to your channel. Like those are all things that are indicators of if people are enjoying what you're putting out or not. Like one of my favorite things to look at on YouTube is when it comes to your audience retention reports, and this can change over time. Like, for example, when you first publish a video, those people are the most qualified. So because of that, it can make it seem like your videos are more competitive based on how, those viewers are responding to your content. But after a video's been sitting on the platform for a while, you can go into your audience retention reports and you can look for compared to other videos. And it's just a drop down, if you're on a computer. And that lets you get an idea of how your videos how people are responding to your videos compared to other videos of similar length, which can kind of just give you some insights in terms of like, okay, am I even competing here at all? Or are my videos way underperforming compared to, or even a little bit underperforming compared to, how videos of this length typically get a response on average. And it just helps you know that kind of stuff. But other things too, look at your comment section, see if people are engaged in what it is that you're saying, see if they're, saying anything about the video or, anything like that. But, all of the engagement metrics on YouTube, that's the way to understand how people are enjoying what it is that you're doing. And views are also a reflection of that too. Like when it comes to views, sometimes you get limited with views based on the topic itself. Like the topic isn't just something that a lot of people might be interested in, even though people might really enjoy that video. So you have that. But when it comes to, the view counts, that is a pretty good reflection too, as long as the topic is, a good popular, or not popular, but there's a decent amount of people that can enjoy that topic, then the views by themselves are also a good indicator, because if people are enjoying the content at a competitive level, then in that case, more people are going to see it. And if more people keep enjoying it, then of course you're going to keep getting more views on that video. So that's why that's a good indicator. And Renee says it's the same for vertical live. YouTube tries to determine intent. It's different if you click from the shelf or if you swipe, but it's not one frame in either case, and it can change over time. Okay, so the lives are treated similar to the shorts.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Let's see
live,
here.
YouTube tries to determine intent. It's different if you click it from the shelf or you swipe, but it's not the frame in either case. It can change over time.
Really quick, Gregory Sesma. Thanks for the super chat. It says, question, on the YouTube Studio app, it says I have over 4,000 hours watch time for the year, but in the earn section, it says I only have 2,100. Why is there such a discrepancy? It's possible that you have either deleted or unlisted videos on your channel, and because of that, it's possible that the public watch time for those pieces of content has been taken away. So it could still be counted in your main analytics, but for your monetization, then it could be taken away. Other cases is if you are looking at those two different surfaces and you had like a big spike recently that brought you to that 4,000 hours, then in that particular case, it could just be catching up. Like, you know, maybe it's just not showing there yet, even though you might have already hit the requirements, it might be, you know, catching up. Let's see here. So Angry Owl Outdoors is our next channel here. They do camping, bushcraft, survival, and gear reviews. The goal of the channel is to go full time and teach people camping and outdoor skills. The question is, I focus on long form overnight videos, which perform the best. I take those and chop them into shorts. Should I remove the shorts and just make a dedicated shorts channel? Also the same with gear reviews, which don't perform well. Keep them on the same channel, question mark. So the very first thing to think about is what you're trying to do with the channel, right? So if your goal of the channel is to turn it into like a camping, bushcraft, survival, and gear review like resource, and your gear is also about camping, then in that case, you're turning that channel into a resource for campers. However, if people are responding to the long form overnight videos that isn't necessarily doing much about camping except sharing the experience, then the people that are currently interacting with that might not be the people that you are ultimately trying to reach with the camping stuff, you know, content versus the experience content. So because of that, if you find that that's the only thing that you publish to the channel that actually performs and it performs well, then in that particular case, you might, you know, think to yourself like, hey, maybe I should put these gear reviews on another channel, and you might need to. If you think that it is outside of the, you know, what it is that the people that are interacting with the content that does perform, if it's outside of what they like and care about, then in that case, you know, publishing content to that channel might not be a great fit for those people. And I see your response right here saying that resource is the goal, but the experienced ones are definitely the ones that perform. Yeah, and that's kind of a challenge that we have as creators, because you have the thing that you want to build, and then sometimes while you're building the thing that you want to build, you also have these things that happen through experimenting with content, like, hey, let me do like an overnight camping trip. And, you know, people are really responding to that one.
Professor Nez experimented with one thing and
right. And then, boom, right.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you are, you know, publishing videos like that, and people start responding to those, then it's like, well, great. Do I chase this rabbit, so to speak? Or do I, you know, just stay with my original vision of turning this into like, you know, the best camping channel, you know, on the platform, or, you know, whatever it is you're trying to do with the camping stuff. So, so because of that, what I would do is I would just kind of reevaluate, you know, what it is that you're doing. If you do want to turn it into a resource like you mentioned here, then in that case, I mean, technically you could have it to where it's like, hey, this overnight stuff is just one pillar of content. And even though those people might not necessarily be a perfect fit for, you know, what it is that I'm trying to do, you could still leave it, but just keep in mind that when YouTube recommends your content, like let's say, for example, you have somebody comes in and they watch the entirety of that video. Maybe they click on another one, they watch the entirety of that one. And YouTube's like, hey, these people are really loving this channel. So then the next video that you publish, they show it to them, or maybe some videos in your archive, they start showing it to them. If they don't respond to those videos because they're not really, you know, what they care about, like they are enjoying your experience, but they don't plan on going camping themselves, then in that particular case, then, you know, that can work against you a little bit. So because of that, I would just get clear on what it is that you are trying to do, which according to your response here is that you're trying to build that resource. And if that's the case, then I would double down on the resource related content where you're trying to have a channel that's a resource for campers, and let the videos that are there, you know, continue to bring in people and kind of use that as a filter for now, and then build up the side of the, the camping related content where you can have it as a resource. And then once you're doing that, then, you can revisit the overnight stuff or work some of that stuff into the overnight stuff. So for example, I'm not sure if it's all like, stuff where they're just kind of watching and there's no real talking or anything like that. But if there is talking, then in that case, along the way, you could also, share some like little tips and stuff like that for campers or, something like that for people that are also into camping as well, to where you're kind of integrating the two in order to create something unique that both sides of your audience could enjoy. Johnny's Random Junk, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. And we had another one up here too. Gregory Sesma. Oh, no, we got that one, D. And author Gonzalez saying, I don't have any questions, just giving support. Appreciate that. And Tangoing the Kitchen, okay, got it, says, being bilingual is great, but can also be a curse. Now to the question, would you recommend having 2 laptops for live streaming? No, you do not. You don't need 2 laptops for live streaming. So when it comes to live streaming, you can just, like, what I would do is first make sure that your channel's targeting one language in terms of, like I'm targeting people that speak this language to, and like that's it. And then on that particular channel, you want to live stream in that language. And with that, you just need the one, you just need the one computer in order to do that. But you can do everything you need on one laptop. All you need is something to get your signal up onto YouTube. Technically, you can just do that directly within YouTube using the webcam on the laptop. And you can technically use your laptop speaker. But if you want to level it up from there and you want to add stuff to the screen like we do, then you could use StreamYard if you want to. And then if you want to level up the audio, then you can get a USB mic that you plug into it. If you want to level up the camera, then you can grab either like a webcam, or you can start getting into things like, like a ZV-1 attached to like a cam link that you plug in, things like that, just to level it up a little bit. You can even use your phone. Like if you're on a Mac, you can use that as a camera now, to where you can, connect to that. So, a lot of different options for you when it comes to live streaming. Tim Tech Wiz, what's going on? Hope that you're doing great. Welcome back. Hope that you're doing fantastic. Yeah, you can also, Ryan Vetter says you can live stream on mobile. That's also an option for you as well, to where, if you want to, you don't even need a laptop, right? You can just turn on your phone. You can live stream directly right into YouTube, vertically, right? So you can get into the, the vertical live streams, or, you can do a landscape version as well. But yeah, all kinds of different options for you there. Super Jump Reviews, they upload when they have time. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They do gaming content. The goal of the channel is to make money. The question is, how do I properly disclose in my videos that I'm an Amazon affiliate or any other affiliate for that matter? So for Amazon, you need to have a very specific disclosure in your video descriptions if you have Amazon links. And with that, you can fly under the radar for a little bit of time, but once you start sending them, a decent amount of sales, they might have somebody look at your channel. And if they do, and you don't have those disclosures, then you can actually lose your partnership with Amazon, which means you would go to 0. So because of that, you want to make sure that you do put those disclosures in there. That's just a heads up for anybody here that's promoting things via Amazon links. So in terms of the disclosure, if you just hop into Google and you type in Amazon affiliate disclosure, you're going to see different options for you there, but you want to look for an official Amazon one, and that Amazon one's going to tell you the exact language that you need to put in your video descriptions. It's something along the lines, and you can see it in a lot of YouTube videos too, but it's something along the lines of, I'm an Amazon associate, and if you make a purchase through the links in this description, then I will earn a commission for that purchase. Other things that they do not like is they don't like you incentivizing people by saying things like, this helps support the channel. They don't like that kind of stuff. So you want to avoid language like that also. So you just want to make it just super dry and bare bones, and just put the required thing in there and try not to build anything around it. In addition to that, FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, they also have requirements as well. So what they recommend is that you, or not recommend, but they're requiring now, is that you actually disclose around the links that you have that they are affiliate links. And the whole thing with that is so that as somebody is looking down in your video description, if they go to the very bottom to see the disclaimers, then they might click a link before they see that disclaimer. So because of that, when you put the disclaimers around the links, it makes it clear to the potential user or the potential person clicking on that link that that link could be incentivized in some way because you are, earning a commission on it. Same exact thing goes for sponsored links. Same thing goes for affiliate links as well. Next up on the list, we've got Rotten Melon Productions. And really quick, just a quick side tip for you here as well. If you are publishing videos to YouTube and you do have affiliate links in your description, you have inside, and I have this in my latest video that I published on the channel that shares it's something like, settings most YouTubers don't know about or whatever, but there's something called upload defaults. And within those upload defaults, one of the things that you can do is you can go ahead and put those disclaimers in there, and you can put things like that in your video description so that every time you upload a video to YouTube, it automatically puts that stuff in your video description so that you don't have to copy and paste it every time. Also, if you are a TubeBuddy user or a TubeSpanner user, both of them also have where you can set up multiple templates for your video descriptions. So let's say, for example, you have a cooking channel, and when you make videos about desserts, you typically have, certain things that you put down in your video description for the dessert content. You could make one template that just says desserts. And then when you make a dessert video, then you click that and it automatically adds everything that you need to your video description. And then you could make another one that's named dinner. And then all the videos that you make around dinner and the very specific things that you might want to put there and the links that you might have in your description that send people into additional content about dinners and stuff like that. When you click on that particular one, then it puts all of that information in your description. If you do it for live streams, like I use TubeSpanner for mine for this specific thing, but basically I use their upload assistant, and then their upload assistant, because I stream on a bunch of different channels and stuff too. So what I do is I have all of these different descriptions laid out to where it's like, okay, here's a video, on this subject, so I'll have it for that, or hey, here's a live stream that I do here, or a live stream that I do here, and then I'll add, that for whatever channel it is that I'm streaming to, and all the necessary links that I need and all that stuff. But it just makes it really easy to manage all of that as I'm setting everything up, and it makes the work a lot more efficient. Before, I was streaming on different channels and doing different stuff and things like that. I used just the upload defaults inside of YouTube for a really long time, and in a lot of cases, that's going to do what it is that you need. But if you are somebody that needs some of that additional stuff, then in that case, I would look into TubeBuddy's upload defaults or look into TubeSpanner's upload assistant. Coastal Diva says, I have things on my default and they never show up in my description. Okay, so first make sure that that those are still in there. Just make sure it's all saved and all that, just to confirm. And then after you do, the next thing is, are you uploading on a mobile device? Because in the past, there were problems, and I don't know if this has been fixed or not, which is why I'm asking you to just check this is why I'm just asking, is one of the things that can happen is, or used to happen, is when you upload videos on a mobile device, for whatever reason it didn't pull in the upload defaults. Same exact thing for setting up live streams on your phone, as it also wouldn't allow you to do that. Let's see here. Okay, so next up on our list, did I do Rotten Melons? Okay, says, sorry guys, I forgot the link for my questions versus public comments. Okay, question. I'm getting a majority of my subscribers. Okay, here we go. Niche only to my channel. Okay, yeah. So next question is from Rotten Melon Productions. So I think I started this and then got derailed somewhere. But the question is, sorry guys, forgot to use this link for questions versus public comments. I'm getting the majority of my subscribers, likes, and shares relative to my shorts around metal music and comedy. So I've transitioned into this niche only for my channel. I don't think with my content I can do any long form. So I plan to only do shorts in this channel moving ahead. Is it really possible to make enough money off monetization without selling merch or super fans, etc., to make it worthwhile? I know shorts need an absurd amount of views and watch time. Thank you. So here's what I recommend. I recommend that if you are a content creator and you're actually trying to generate real money off of YouTube, I recommend that you obviously turn on ads. But outside of that, it's important to find additional ways to monetize. And the reason for that is because you can make, if you get a lot of views on long form content and even shorts, you can make, good money just from ads on YouTube. However, most people don't get those types of view counts to where they can make like serious, money off of ads. But I mean, I guess that's perspective. So, even still, like you need a lot of views to make a lot of money to where you can actually support your lifestyle, especially if you live in a Western country where you can support your lifestyle plus handle, like putting money away and, things like that. So because of that, I recommend that you do find additional ways to monetize. Some popular ways, just really quick. Selling merch. Content creators sell merch. The thing with merch is that the most engaged people will get it. But it usually doesn't end up being the most lucrative thing. It's one of those things that just kind of add to the bottom line when they happen, right? In addition to that, you also have affiliate marketing, which is a really big thing on YouTube, like the question that we just answered about the Amazon Associates program. The reason for that is because tons of creators promote Amazon, but people promote all kinds of different things as an affiliate. And what being an affiliate is you can sign up for the Amazon Associates program, or you can sign up for individual, companies programs. You can sign up for Walmart's affiliate program or Home Depot's affiliate program or wherever, to where you sign up for the program. And when you make videos about products that those stores have and you can feature them in your videos, then you have links to those products down in your video description. And when people click on those links and they go and they make a purchase, then you get a commission. Now, as part of signing up for those programs, they give you a unique identifier for you. And then you use that unique identifier when you're using those links. So then what happens is you start building up an army of content that ends up working for you day and night, essentially bringing attention to different things that will end up putting money into your accounts, as long as you keep making content, and as long as people keep clicking on the links and purchasing things. But there's that's a really big one when it comes to YouTube, and you can make lots of money as an affiliate. Typically, everything is different, with different niches and everything. But if you do have a niche that does have the ability to offer software as a service products, then in that particular case, a lot of software as a service is subscription models, meaning that people have to pay every month. So since they have to pay every month, let's say 1 month you send 5 people there. Well, in that case, if those 5 people sign up, then you are going to get a commission on those 5 people for the month that they sign up. But then let's say the next month you send 5 more people, and the 5 people that joined last month, they also stay part of that program. Then that next month, now you have 10 people that you're getting a commission off for that following month. And then the next month, let's say you have 5 people fall off, but then you sent 5 more people or 10 more people. Then in that case, now you have, 10 still, or you have 15 that you are still getting that commission from. And then those payments can really balloon up over time. So that's a really great way to supplement your ad income on YouTube. That also helps you kind of, if you do have the opportunity based on your type of content to do anything that is subscription based, it also builds a little bit of a cushion, because even if you had some problems where you couldn't publish to your channel for a while because something came up in your life, or let's say something happened to your channel that was negative or something like that, then in that particular case, you'd be able to ride on that for a while, because you still have people that are paying every month into that particular thing. The next thing is a really popular option is people make their own digital products. Now, digital products, of course, are not perfect for every niche, but a lot of niches can actually do digital products. If you're doing entertainment stuff, or you're doing like meme content and things like that, not so much. But if you're doing anything that adds, like educational value to people, then you can usually have something there. So, for example, sometimes if somebody has like a travel channel, they'll make, very specific like maps of sorts and itineraries arrays, things like that they sell in their video descriptions and through their content, to where when people go and buy those things, then they make money from it. In my case, I've got like my website Tuber Tools would be my own digital product. I've got my Pad Planet, which is an iPad video planner. That is a digital product. Those types of things are things that that you can also make money off of. In addition to that, you also have like sponsorships and those sorts of things. So even if you're making short content, if you start making a lot of or start getting a lot of views, you can also start getting sponsorships with that too. You can wait for sponsorships, which is one option to where people notice that you're getting a lot of activity on your content, or you can go out and actively and aggressively try to get sponsors. And when you do that, you're probably going to get sponsorships faster, and those deals are probably going to be much better because you're actually pursuing those deals and you're actually looking at that as an income stream for your YouTube business. And because of that, the approach that you take to that is going to be different than just kind of hanging out waiting for people to hit you up. So those are really popular ways that people make money on YouTube outside of ad revenue. And then there's other things too, like services, that kind of stuff. Like, for example, Eric Waite Whiskey Studies is in the chat right now. So like in his particular case, one thing that he could do if he wanted to is, let's say somebody's trying to understand the nuances of what goes into whiskey and all that stuff. I mean, he could technically set up a website or just put an email in his description for people that, hey, if you want me to educate you on all the best whiskeys and all that stuff, I have a 1 hour, consulting call that I can do. Here is my email if you're interested in that. And then they would send him an email. And then from there, he would send them like a Calendly link to book the time, send them a PayPal link to actually send the money to, and then he could schedule that time to hop on a call with them. So there's different ways that you can make money on YouTube. Those are some of the most popular ways that YouTubers use to make some YouTubers to make a substantial amount of money on YouTube.
And sometimes you try stuff and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, sometimes you try to sell stuff or you try to make something and you're like, oh, people are going to love this, and they don't. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and sometimes the products that you're trying to sell just don't connect with your audience. Sometimes, and you can also look at your traffic sources too to see the countries that people are in. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're getting a lot of viewers from countries who can't make purchases to some of the places that you might be listing to. So yeah, it can be tough.
In addition to that too, there's the type of viewers. Let's say, for example, you have a YouTube channel where everything that you talk about is like, hey, here's free this, here's free that, here's free this, here's free that. And like every video you make, everything is just free all the time. Then when you try to sell something to those viewers, they're so used to getting things for free to where they're like, oh, I'm not going to pay for that. I'm not buying that. I wouldn't purchase that. So, because of that, you also have to be careful about the audience that you're building. Neil Patel actually put out a really good post the other day where he was talking about the difference between just posting content and actually marketing to people. So, when you post content, you're putting content out there and you're sharing whatever value that you're sharing. But if you want to make sales, then you have to actually let people know that you have something available for sale, because people, will explore it. But if you want more people to explore it, then you have to actually spread awareness about what it is that you're doing and actually invite people to make those purchases.
Yeah, and Amazon is tough too. Some people do really well with Amazon, and some people really struggle. Mm-hmm. My Amazon sales are not much at all.
Yeah.
How do you do with Amazon?
I don't really do Amazon.
Yeah,
so I did for a while, and with there, I got it to where it was like okay, but I mean, it definitely wasn't anything huge. But with the type of content that I make, though, I don't make a lot of camera-related content or anything like that. But if I did, then in that case, those are higher-end items, so my sale price or my percentage would be bigger for each sale. Yeah. So if I was going to go aggressive on Amazon, then on this channel, I would add like a gear review piece of content, either monthly or weekly or whatever. Right. Or I would just start a gear channel. Yeah, if I wanted to fully capitalize on Amazon's affiliate program.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're trying to sell something, just take Amazon for example. If you're just like, oh, I have these links in my description, and your video is not really about that, there's not really much of an incentive to even go down and click on that link in the first place. But if you have something that you're using in the video, something unique, and you're trying, and it's really helpful. Don't just try to shill and try to make money. If you have something that's legit helpful, and you're like, wow, I've got this thing, and it's really helping me. I've got a link to it down below. Something like that can do wonders.
Yeah,
but
another thing too is you also need to make sure that you are only recommending products that you actually believe in, because if you don't and people go to that product and they have a poor experience, they're not going to take your recommendations anymore.
Right.
So the long game is maybe I need to recommend less, but make sure that everything that I'm recommending is quality, so that people will take my advice. Like for example, MKBHD, he is honest about his reviews and almost broke the internet because of it, but he maintains
just demolished two companies in a row.
I know. But he maintains his integrity by doing that, right? So because of that, it's helpful. And Renee says a best car gear channel. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. If I lived in a country that had a functional shipping method,
or on a planet that had a
it's shipping stuff in and out of here is impossible. So it's just getting material. I would love to have it'd be a fun part-time thing just to make
costumes,
3D printers and just sell. So I follow some guys online who do that. They make helmets and parts. It's all 3D printed or made out of resin and that sort of thing. It's just fun. It's a fun hobby. But yeah, that doesn't work out of here.
Team Chef Life JA says, what causes YouTube to take back watch hours? Sometimes my watch hours are up and then sometimes they are cut. What's the cause for that? So I'm just going to answer this one really quick because people ask this a lot. So just in case somebody else has this question too. So when it comes to your watch time on YouTube, it's rolling. So what that means is the watch time that you got on the videos from, let's say this time last year, those are falling off. And as you're collecting new watch time from the videos that you published today. So that's all that's happening, is some of those are falling off. So you have to get that 4,000 hours within that 1 year time. Another thing that can happen is, let's say you have a video that's public and then you make it unlisted or private, then it also removes that public watch time as well. All right. Next up on the list, and really quick, Chatty Cathy says, remember, you're doing the sponsored company a favor. Don't think of it as them doing you a favor. I actually look at it I enjoy that perspective, or I like that perspective, but I actually look at it more as like a partnership. I don't think anybody's doing in either direction. I don't think it's a favor. I think it's just a partnership or a relationship of sorts, right? So where I don't think it's necessarily I don't think anybody's doing each other a favor, and this is probably just semantics, but I don't think it's anybody doing anybody a favor as much as it is they have something that's a good fit for the people that I'm in front of, and they're also willing to pay me for that. But on the other side of that, I'm also willing to bring attention to that product to the people that I'm in front of. So I think it's just a good, relationship on both sides. I don't really think, when it comes to sponsors, I don't think I'm doing them any favors. I don't think they're doing me any favors unless we're doing each other actual favors, right? Like, hey, could you do this for me? Hey, could you share this somewhere? That kind of stuff. Then I guess it becomes, an actual, favor of sorts. But that is just semantics. I think we're probably saying the same thing. Oh, did it? Oh, great. That's fantastic. Great news. Our air conditioner just broke, I think. So it's going to be like, hey, you remember the movie Airplane D? When they're sitting in the cockpit and they're just covered in sweat? Yeah, it's going to be us here in just a little bit. So Friday Night Slackin' is our next channel here. Friday Night Slackin' uploads 1 time per week or more. They do games or meme content. The goal of the channel is to make it my part-time job and or test my editing skills. Question, hello again. What's the best time to upload YouTube videos coming from Asia to USA or other countries? So look inside. If you have this data available on your YouTube channel, go to your audience tab, scroll down, and then YouTube is going to show you a grid there. And depending on the activity that you've had on your YouTube channel, if you've had enough, then it's going to actually show you when your viewers are online, or the people that are currently interacting with your channel when they're online. And you want to publish just right as those people are coming on. And then that way, when you first publish that video, then at that time of publish, you have people on YouTube that are a good fit for that content. And then, YouTube can start showing it to those people. Keep in mind that the initial performance of your video does not directly reflect the long-term performance of your video. Sometimes you can publish a video and your immediate audience that is there will absolutely love it. But when it gets into a more general audience, they won't. And because of that, it'll just kind of die off. Other times, you can publish a video on your channel and it's just a complete ghost town. Nobody shows up. You get hardly any views on it at all. And then next thing you know, it goes in front of different people and those people come in and they start responding to it over the next, month or 90 days or whatever the thing is. So because of that, just publish when you think is the best fit for the people that you're trying to reach. If you don't have that graph, and if you do have that graph, you can use that as a lead, but keep in mind, it's a reflection of the people that are interacting with your content. So because of that, if you're wanting to modify that, then what you want to do is you want to think about, okay, the people that I'm trying to reach in whatever country it is that I'm trying to reach them, what would be the appropriate time for that audience for them to, have time to watch my videos. So in some cases, that might be that you want to publish on the weekend and that you want to publish early morning in the weekend so that people can start watching your videos when they wake up. Other times you might want to publish in the evening so that people can, start watching your videos when they get off work and things like that. It just all depends on who it is that you're trying to reach. For me, I try to publish, just like with this live stream, I publish videos when people are waking up on the East Coast over in the US. And then for that allows people to be able to come in and, enjoy the content, as the time zone kind of goes across the country. Let's see here. Next up on our list, we've got King CMC TV, gaming content. The goal is to monetize. Says, I hit my first 1,000 subscribers last week. High five and fist bump to you. Nice work. Do you think that the VidIQ optimized thumbnail and title test is correct when testing if your thumbnails are great or not? So what that is just a heat map. So that heat map just kind of helps you, know where the focus is going, as long as I'm thinking of the right tool. So because of that, I think it's more important to think to yourself and do like a self-test. So that self-test would be, okay, for the people that I'm trying to reach, what about this thumbnail is going to help them identify that this is about something that they might care about? And then from there, same exact thing with the title. What about this title is going to give them a little bit more information or make sense with how it works together with the thumbnail? And what about this title is compelling enough that it will make people want to click on this particular video? And what exactly about this title is compelling? What exactly about this thumbnail is going to help them identify it's something they care about? And is there anything that I'm doing to this thumbnail or anything else that I'm adding to it that could distract people from that thing that's going to help them identify that it's about something that they might care about? That self-test will get you better or get you farther than, before you publish. That self-test will get you farther than the tools that are out there. And then once you publish it, then you can, do A/B testing either on YouTube if you have that feature, or you can use TubeBuddy for that if you want to. But at the end of the day, I would just lean on your own understanding of your audience to do that.
Do you feel hot?
I do. I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Starting to feel like a little bit stuffy.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's blowing out. It's not warm air, but it's not cool air.
Okay.
It's kind of like room temperature air.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to kick back on or not, but I noticed, we're having air conditioner problems, and it's like, I think it was like 102 degrees today. Yeah.
Good thing we're not wearing the helmets then.
Right? Yeah, he wanted to wear these today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's warm.
So next up, we've got Kareem's Creations. Uploads when they have time. They do Arabic Roblox music videos.
Well, that's specific.
It is specific. The goal of the channel is to reach 100,000 subscribers and entertainment. Question, I create advertisement remakes in the form of Roblox music videos. Is there any community guidelines that disapprove of such content or disapproves of such content? So when you are using something else to make your content that you didn't create, you're basically using content to make content that you didn't create. Some companies are fine with you using like game footage and things like that. Some are not. You also have like music that you're dealing with, but you're making your own music videos, so you're fine there. So as long as you are doing it in a way that's like transformative, which it seems that you are since you're making music videos, then in that particular case, you're probably fine. But I would definitely look into fair use on YouTube. And make sure that you are in alignment with fair use. Because if somebody issues you a copyright claim or a copyright strike, then you will be able to, claim that, hey, I'm using this in the right way. And then you can, dispute that claim.
It's cooling off just a little bit again.
Good.
So,
good.
Yeah. Humidity actually isn't that bad right now, but I think it's nighttime now. It's almost 10 p.m. and it's still in the 90s. It's warm. It's really warm.
Yeah, it is.
I think humidity is like 40 or 50%. Maybe
so Tim TechWiz says, my last short got 10,000 views. What do you guys think? It's great. Yeah, anything that's putting you in the right direction is a win. Like if you publish it and your other videos were not doing as good, and then you have that one and it ends up doing better, then in that particular case, yeah, you're heading in the right direction.
A win is a win.
Yep.
For me, shorts seem to be, I was uploading, I think I did like 15, 16, 17 days in a row or something like that. And the results are all over the place. Do you seem to have sporadic results for what you're doing too?
Yeah. Usually it'll come down to the title, and it'll come down to how it actually starts, like the repurpose stuff. The original made stuff that performs better usually. Not always,
things
but
that you
usually
made just for the short.
Yeah, if I'm like, hey, I'm making this for the purpose of the short, those usually do better. And if it is hey, I'm repurposing this, then they're all over the place.
Yeah.
But it usually will come down to the topic and how it actually starts. So if you are repurposing content, pay really close attention to how it actually starts. And make sure that the place that your repurposed short starts at makes sense for for the viewer to actually grab their attention. So Max the Mulligan, they do animals and parrot content. The goal of the channel is entertainment. Question: we recently grew our flock and have been adding more content. Our channel focuses on Max the Mulligan, but occasionally features other flock members. Are there any benefits to creating a second channel to focus on different flock members, or is it better to post multiple videos to the main channel a day? So just a few things I want to talk about here really quick to answer your question. The very first is, if people are responding well to the content, then increasing the amount of videos that you're uploading may or may not help. When it comes to publishing content, when you say, is it better to have like a different channel, or is it better to post multiple videos per day? That's all going to come down to, is the content suitable for the people that are currently interacting with the channel? If yes, then publish it on the same channel. If the answer is no, then in that case, you want to publish on another one, unless you have a plan in place where you're like, hey, I'm going to build a network of bird channels. Then in that particular case, it would make more sense to have, a channel per bird. But if you are just uploading content, like multiple videos per day, make sure that you are paying attention to how people are responding to those videos, because the way that YouTube works is like brute force doesn't grow YouTube channels. Quality content grows YouTube channels. So because of that, just make sure that people are responding well to the content. And if they're not, and you're not getting a good response with the videos that you're publishing, then in that particular case, I would actually lean more on like lowering the amount of times that you're uploading, and then saying to yourself, okay, what can I do to make these better? But I see that you are actually getting traction on what it is that you're doing on some of the videos. It looks like maybe your shorts are bringing in a lot of the, a lot of the traffic to your channel. So because of that, that might be something that you want to lean into. But you got 24,000 subscribers. The videos, the long form videos aren't doing that great. Some of them are doing okay though. So yeah, I would just keep on track with what it is that you're doing. But one thing that I would do, especially with your type of content, is I would go in and I would start looking for things like, okay, since people are coming in and they're watching us interact with these birds, or they're just watching the bird, like, are there certain parts of this that people skip? Are there certain parts that people rewind because they really liked that part? Do people, when they first start the video, are they just leaving really quick? When people first start the video, are they skipping a part to get to whatever promise it is that we made here, with the title? Like, how are people actually responding? And then start modifying the content slightly around those responses. I would definitely work on that for the long form. But people are responding well to the short form. Another thing that I just want to highlight here is here you have a video with 25,000 views on it that you published, a long form video, 4 minutes, that you published 9 days ago. And in that one, you have a person talking to a parrot. So another thing that can be helpful on YouTube is when you find things that work, either conceptually or, through the imagery or title structures, things like that. When you find like people respond well to this, it's good practice to see if you can follow it up in some way or make modifications. So here you have EMS emergency, Max meets a paramedic. Then in that particular case, you might want to try a fireman, a police person, and just kind of go through different things and see if you can actually build an entire theme around that if you're not doing that already. But those types of things, when you do have those videos that, do better, that would be the move. And then also you have this one here about the bird throwing a temper tantrum over an apple, and you got 2.4 million views on that particular one. Same thing. Like, I would try to document things like that when they happen. Oh, you already did try to repeat that one. 50,000 views on it too. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, all the ones that did well, I would go through and I would really analyze like what's happening in these videos for the ones that are doing well, and how much of this could I, repeat in a way that wouldn't be boring for the channel because it would be new experiences, but thematically, what could I repeat? Let's see here. Next up, we've got Corn Dog Caravan.
Interesting name.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Corn Dog Caravan says they upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for a year or more. The type of channel is national park hikes, how-tos, and van tours. The goal of the channel is helping others to explore the outdoors and to repair themselves. The question is, you recently mentioned that early in your YouTube production, releasing content that you thought was going to do very well didn't. Do you feel by going back a few days, weeks, months later and changing the title thumbnail would have an impact? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes modifying a thumbnail can hurt your videos. Same thing with your title. Sometimes it can help. So it goes in both directions. But yeah, sometimes, you put energy into a video and you think like, okay, they're going to really enjoy this, but people just don't receive it like like you thought that they would. Sometimes, like, especially with the type of content that I make, sometimes you think that people will get value out of you educating them on things that they actually need to know. But it seems that people actually, and I'm not going to say people because there's some people that do enjoy that content.
He's talking about you specifically.
But it seems like a lot of people just want to be more like entertained than they do than actually like want to learn something in some cases.
Yeah, we joke about it.
Yeah, we joke about it. It's like, hey, is this video going to be like super helpful? Yeah, then it probably won't do that great.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The
more helpful your videos are,
right,
the worse they do.
Right.
Mine have historically been the same way.
Yeah.
Videos that seem to have just a lot of fluff in general, those seem to do better.
Yeah.
It's and again, I'm not attacking anyone here, but there's a large portion of viewers when watching educational content like we make, it's almost like they're looking for a button.
Yeah.
So, but when you explain to them that there is no button, but you need to do these actual steps,
that's when some people tune out.
That's when a lot of people tune out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like the idea, but they don't want to commit to it. And there's other things too. And if you have a utility type channel where you're teaching people how to do things where there's like steps to it, and you probably noticed this too. So once you get to the point, and it's really fun to watch my audience retention for some of these videos. Once the viewer gets to a point where they understand enough to where they can move forward without watching the video. And I'm guilty of that too, right? Like I'm going to turn your microphone off. Like I'm watching something, I'm like, oh, I got it. And then I go and I do the thing. Same thing happens, right? When I make this video and it has like, whatever, these 8 steps, then you can watch the audience retention to see maybe around step 5 or step 6, the majority of the audience said, oh yeah, I got it. That's all I need to know. And then they click off and they leave. So that's always something interesting. Eric White Whiskey Study says, pro tip, do infotainment, a combination of information and entertainment. It's a difficult balance. It is a difficult balance. It's a very difficult balance to do. And it's also deciding, are you going to be a clown or are you going to be an educator? Yeah, exactly. Decisions have to be made there. And in terms of just education in general, I like to entertain a little bit, but at the same time, I like to make content that I like to consume for myself. And obviously not every creator is going to be a perfect match for everyone, for every viewer. But when I'm looking for information, I don't want someone to waste my time. Just give me the information. Like I look for the information, you gave me the information as quickly as possible, and I'm going to keep coming back to you for information. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'm just interested in just one video that you had for a particular type of information. But creators who waste my time, taking 2 or 3 minutes to get to the information that I clicked on, I generally don't go back for them. I'm curious, for those of you who watch tutorials, what type of tutorials do you like? Do you want people to get right into it if you're watching a tutorial? Like you click, do you want them to introduce themselves? Write in the chat, let me know. Do you want people to introduce themselves first, or do you just want them to go just go right into the video. I've tested different ways on my channel. I've tried having a little bit longer, a little bit of an introduction, explaining what I do. That's just like a cliff at the beginning. And I found that for tutorial-based content, the faster I get to step one, or the faster I open the thing that I'm going to show them how to do, the better that audience retention is. And in my brain, I think it's YouTube brain. It's YouTube brain, because we see so many creators who have historically done this hook and this opening and, hey, like and subscribe and do the thing and my name and all this stuff. Like, just historically.
Hanging out at the store on Tuesday.
Yeah, for some people that works. For me, that doesn't work for me. For my audience, the way I make content, if I don't get to it as quickly as possible, it's just like it's a nosedive. The faster I get into it, the better it holds. Chatty Cathy says, I just fast forward or use chapters if I use them. There you go.
Renee mentioned that's why Shorts and TikTok are doing so well in search.
There you go.
Right. Yep.
There you go. The majority of my Shorts traffic.
Search, me too.
Yeah, the majority of my Shorts traffic is search traffic.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it dwarfs all the other traffic. And here's the thing. It keeps going. I have one short right now that's bringing in like 2,000 or 3,000 views per day consistently, and it's all search traffic. It's all search traffic. Yeah, it's wild. I'm going to go in here. It says, that's why I like these tutorials, to the point. Thank you, Ramona. Appreciate it. Doug says, chapters for the win.
Yep.
Absolutely. Monique says, just let me know what it's about. Yeah. EP Videos Diecast Racing says, if it's for my car, get to it ASAP. If it's for my cameras, tell me everything. Interesting. Eric Waite says, Gary Vaynerchuk is annoyingly entertaining, but has a lot of great information. He does. He doesn't really teach. It's information, though.
He inspires people.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I was looking for the word for that. Gary V is inspiring.
Yeah.
Get right to it, but it doesn't always work. Build with Mooney says. Miss Bella Game says, I want an intro first. Doug says, give me an answer as soon as you can. Yeah, so we're all different. We all like different things. Yep. I want it as quickly as possible. Give it to me just as quickly as possible. You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before about as a creator, I hate that shorts are showing up in search.
Yeah.
But as a viewer, I love it.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, like I'm right there in alignment with Renee, where it's like when it comes to the short stuff, I'm like, okay, can I watch a 15-minute video on this to tell me the same thing that this person's going to tell me in less than 60 seconds? I'm watching 60 seconds.
This infuriates me to no end when I know, because you know the tricks, right? You know the tricks. If you've been creating for a while, you understand where people they're trying to make longer videos so they can get that mid-roll ad in there or whatever. When I know someone is intentionally dragging out the video, yeah, it's like, you know what? You just lost me forever.
Yep.
Like I'm clicking away and I'm never going to watch your videos again. Show me the thing, respect my time, or I'm never coming back.
Yep.
You didn't get my 7 cents for the mid-roll or whatever it was, 12 cents or whatever.
EP Videos Diecast Racing uploads when they have time. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. Is my mic on? Yep.
Yeah, you're on. Unfortunately,
the goal is I know, right now everybody's going to listen to me yap.
Hey, Road Reality.
The goal of the channel is to go full-time. And the question is, I recently paired up with a company and will soon be creating content that will feature their products. Can I monetize my video while promoting their products? First, that should be a part of your agreement in terms of, hey, is it okay if I leave ads on or not? One of the things that I offer, and this is the advantage of hopping on phone calls with people, is one of the things that I offer is to actually block competitors so that I can still have ads running on my videos, but then I actually get the specific URLs of their competitors, their advertising URLs, and I put those into my AdSense account. And when I put those in there, then YouTube won't show ads on those specific URLs on my videos. So it's a way to kind of block their competitors from advertising directly on the videos that I make for those companies. So that's just one of the, kind of add-ons that I do.
For people who might not understand what you're talking about, do you want to explain how just use like a company A, company B? You got a sponsorship with company A.
Yeah, okay, so let's just talk about TubeBuddy because this happened, right? So this is important if you have sponsorships. This is important if you have your own products. This is also important if you promote anything as an affiliate because you can also run into collateral damage that is unintentional. So for me, because I promote TubeBuddy as an affiliate, I have videos that are specifically focused on TubeBuddy as the tool. And what happened is I found TubeBuddy was advertising on those particular videos.
Those dirty scoundrels.
And I hit them up because, it was the original founders at the time. And they're like, oh, hey, we didn't know. We were just running an ad campaign and it was like keyword focused. So what actually ended up happening is that was just collateral damage. They just showed up there because of what it was that I was talking about. So what I did is I go in and I block TubeBuddy from being able to advertise on my videos. So I go and I grab the URLs from TubeBuddy and then I put those into my AdSense account. So how you do this is you log into your AdSense account. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to see blocking controls. When you click on that, then you're going to see something that says, I believe it's YouTube host. And then you click onto that and you can add the specific URLs that you don't want being able to advertise on your videos. So that's great for competitors of sponsors, and you can actually charge an additional fee for that. If you are an affiliate, then that helps you if you add those links there. That also helps you if you're an affiliate for specific companies. You don't want to do it for like Amazon. But if you are an affiliate for specific companies, then by adding those links there, then you're preventing them from being able to directly advertise on your content. Now, a downside of this is some companies will also have different URLs that they use for advertising. So in that case, you just have to kind of watch your videos from time to time and just kind of see if anything pops up there, and then you go and block them. I believe, and they won't ever do this, I don't think, but I believe that YouTube should give us a report, or not YouTube, but our AdSense as part of our AdSense account.
Yes.
They should give us a report on, hey, these are all of the people that have advertised on your videos over the last 28 days.
Yes.
And then that would also give us the ability to make sure to block anything we didn't agree with and things like that. They do have our ability to block sensitive categories, so we can block religion, we can block politics, things like that. So like during this election cycle, it'll cost you money if you do it, but you can actually block political advertisements from showing up on your videos too, if you choose to. But like little things like that you can do, but having that report would be great because there's a lot of like crazy stuff that gets shown before videos sometimes.
Yeah.
Like some of it is things to where, especially if you make family friendly content, that you don't really even want showing up there. Like on the creator side, we're held to a certain standard when it comes to what we're allowed to do in our videos in order for them to be monetized. But on the advertising side, it's a little bit different. Like, there's some shady things that people do on the advertising side that still get through.
Especially
and because of that,
when you're out of the United States.
Oh, yeah, it can get bad outside the U.S.
Foreign advertisement in some of these countries is completely off. Sometimes I wonder if YouTube is even looking, or if AdSense is looking, like is anybody even you guys even paying attention to this stuff?
Right. I've seen ads here that they probably wouldn't even show on like shady adult sites.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
on YouTube. Yeah.
I've seen ads here in Thailand on top of YouTube videos that the hub wouldn't show.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty bad. Yeah.
Whoa,
so
who's approving this stuff?
Right. But in the U.S., it's not as bad, but they do still let some shady stuff get through. But I wish that they gave us a report so we could be like, hey, what is this? What is this? What is this? And then we could make sure that we were in alignment with the advertisers as well. Because I know YouTube's trying to make money on ads, but for us, those ads, as people are coming into our videos, for the people that see them, those ads are also kind of, impacting, our viewers as they're coming in too. And sometimes they just might not align. So I would love to be able to block, some of that stuff. And if I had an exact report, then I'd be able to do that.
Yeah. There's another thing too. And I zoned out for a moment while you were speaking. So stop
Pretty
me
much like whenever I talk. Yeah.
No. It just turned into like a wah, 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 wah moment.
Whenever I talk.
And I kind of had to snap back into it. So if he has a sponsorship or he's just making a video for a company, whatever. If I'm a competitive country, I could actually country.
Yeah, depends on who's running the ad.
Depends on what the video it is you're making,
right?
Right. So if you're making a video for France,
right?
No, if you're making a video for a particular company, and I'm a competitor, I can actually target his channel and I can run my ads on top of his videos to try to steal away the audience that he's trying to bring attention to for my competitor.
People do this.
Yeah, I know they do that.
Yeah, people do this for like influencer marketing stuff. So it's like, okay, why pay an influencer to, a bunch of money to make a video about our thing? I mean, I understand it because I'm, an influencer in terms of, your audience trusts you and all that. But like, why go through that when you can just go right in front of that particular video, depending on the topic. If it's a review or something like that, you could have somebody make a video and run that video as an ad on the way into that video that solves a specific problem, saying that you solved this specific problem, and basically, you know, take some of that traffic away from the competitor. So yeah, like, you know, that type of thing, it's possible. So because of that, you know, I think that we should definitely get reports, and that would allow us to be able to, you know, see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Renee
as well.
Renee says he'll pass that along.
Fantastic.
Here's what they should do.
Awesome.
Give us the report and give us the option to block. Would you like to block this?
Right.
And then warn people this could significantly impact your income.
Right.
So let people know. Let people know.
They do that already.
I
So
know,
when
but
you block sensitive categories and stuff like that, they're like, yeah, this could, this could impact your income.
For that list, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let people know that if they block this particular advertisement or URL, that it could significantly impact your income, and then let the creator make the decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the win there,
Yep.
right? Because if you're hey, Roberto Blake, how you doing,
Roberto,
man?
what's up, dude?
He
Roberto says he
do-
might go live after this.
Awesome.
Nice.
If they allow you to curate your channel and add moderators and have blocked words lists, and you can block the links and you can control your channel that way, it would be great to have a little bit more control on the particular companies and URLs specifically, because you can't block by niche, right? Government, politics, whatever. But to be able to block those specific companies as well. Like, you know what? I do not in any way, shape, or form support that company,
Right.
for whatever reason,
Right.
And I do not want to be associated.
Right.
With
Let's
this.
say somebody has a bad reputation, and you're like, yeah, I don't want that showing before my video.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like absolutely.
Yeah,
all day.
and just food for thought, Renee. Since you're going to run this up the ladder, right? And by the way, this is not me endorsing either side of this, but right now there's a conflict in the world, and there's a lot of boycotts that are happening for particular businesses. If you're if you're a creator and you were trying to boycott those companies, imagine if you didn't even know those companies were running ads on on top of your video.
Sure.
You should be allowed to be like, hey, you know what? I don't want to be associated with these particular brands in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Right? You should be allowed to have that decision. It's going to
agree.
cost you, but that should be your decision as a creator.
Yep. I agree.
So just, food for thought, Renee. Thank you.
I agree.
I love when Renee runs it up the...
I know when he's like, hey, I'm passing that on.
Runs
yeah,
it
love
up the chain.
Yeah,
what that
super
really
helpful.
means is there's a garbage can.
Yep. And he's
And
like, take that idea and throw it in that garbage can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to heck with these guys.
Yeah. So what
and
it
their
is,
horrible
right,
ideas.
This is how this plays out. Renee writes it down. Okay, your list for the URLs, and you don't.
He's like, they weren't
block
sitting here
the
in full
stuff.
costume. They
he grabs it and goes, I got it. He goes, honey, I'll be right back. And then like, opens the door and he's like runs like down the end of the block, runs into the building. He's like 12 flights of stairs, gets to the top. He's like, I got the name of my list today. And he goes over and he hands it over to the guy, and the guy goes, thanks.
Throws it out.
Throws it out.
Yeah.
That's what he means by running it up.
Yeah.
Just passes it out that way.
I think what really happens is he's like, okay, that's a good idea, but you guys took the easy way and just put helmets on the desk instead of dressing in full costume today.
Yeah.
So I'm not really passing this up. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Fun fact about
you weren't forging your own best car for this stream today for May the 4th. So yeah, I'm not running anything up the chain.
Fun fact: these helmets have fans inside of them.
Did you put them in this one too?
Of course.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Man, I should bring mine over and let you hook up, and beg you to add fans in mine, because I don't have them. I've got the fans. I just haven't put them in.
Let me see it. Yeah. So and this one's a little bit coming apart a little bit, but they've all got them in different places. But there's little fans, and they've got.
You should probably turn it on this and just put it on that camera and probably see it better.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I know this isn't the stream that you came for, but they've got little fans.
This is not the stream you're looking for.
This is not the stream you're looking for. There's a fan here, and then there's a fan here, and it's got a cable, and it's got a really long cable, and you basically run it down your back, and then into a battery pack, and then those fans, they're silent fans, but they do an amazing job at keeping your head cool. If you don't do that, you sweat. You ridiculously sweat. And they have helmets. This one, the fans in this one are. The underside of this is a little bit messy, but these are more inside. I know you guys aren't, some of you care. So this one, the fans are more on the top. There you go. The fans are on the top, so they circle around. Like, these are helmet problems that you don't think about, but when you're making a helmet, the inside of the helmet and the parts where you place the fan will determine how the airflow happens, and it might flow over you this way or up and around. based on the helmet design. So you got, stupid Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, what's going on, dude? Nice to see you in here. Hope that you're doing awesome. So for those of you that did not come here for the Star Wars related information, we'll go and continue on answering more questions.
I'm just going to move the camera over there. I can talk about how I built the armor.
Yeah. Can. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. So the next question is Manifest Music. They do bi-weekly content. The type of channel is music and visual videos. The goal of the channel is to provide music playlists to transport people to other worlds and entertain through visual storytelling with music. The question is, what is the best way to define and advertise your videos to engage the viewer into checking them out and watching them as much as possible? So when it comes to advertising your videos to viewers, the best thing that you can do is actually, create a good experience for them here on YouTube. Because what's going to happen is when you are making content that people respond to well here on the platform, then YouTube, their system identifies, hey, these types of viewers that interact with YouTube in this way, they are enjoying this content. So because of that, let's start showing, hey, our autofocus is off, I think. It might be back in place now. But basically...
On which one?
Oh, no, she took it off. I think we're good. But basically, what was I saying there? Oh, yeah, engaging the viewer. So when YouTube detects that certain types of viewers are really enjoying your content, then their system looks for other people on the platform that are interacting with YouTube similar to them, or that would also be likely to enjoy it based on how they use YouTube and how it relates to how the people that are enjoying it are using YouTube. So the best thing that you can do is just learn how to make good content for the people here on YouTube. So when it comes to defining and advertising the videos to engage the viewer and to checking them out, that really comes down to making a thumbnail that makes it clear, like in your case, that it has something to do with music, or with visual videos to help people identify that it is something about that for the people that are into that sort of thing. And in terms of the actual content itself, the best thing that you can do, even with music, is go in and look in your audience retention reports and be like, okay, how are people responding to this music? Like when I make these type of changes within the music itself, if you're making original music, when I'm making these types of choices within the music, once this sound kicks in, are people leaving the video, or are people sticking around for that part? If you find that like everybody's leaving that video, then they might be getting some type of frequency that they're annoyed by or something like that. So you might want to keep that in mind when you're publishing another video. So those types of things can just help you better understand how the people that are interacting with your content are responding to what it is that you're doing. And then you can fine tune those things over time as you learn about them by paying attention to how people are responding through your audience retention reports.
Eric waits with studies.
What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. He says, depends. Undergarments are great for when you sweat in your stormtrooper uniform. Well, pro tip there. Interesting.
Yeah, these things get hot.
They do get hot.
They get really hot. Here's another little pro tip for you guys. If you're making armor, Renee, pay attention here. Those of you in the craft industry probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But, and again, this is not the content that you come for. So if you're making armor and you want to make it distressed to where you want edges, or you want layers of rips on here.
It's crazy how real that looks. Like even sitting here in person, like that looks so real.
Right? Like if you want it to look like it's metal or whatever, and there's layers of it. So what they make, and
that visual is probably not great for people listening to the podcast version.
Yeah, well, you guys
check it out on YouTube if you want to see.
Sorry about your luck, you guys. Yeah. You can do it with toothpaste, but in the craft stores they make this little rubbery paste, and what you do is you paint a layer, and then you brush on with this little purple rubbery paste. Like, okay, I'm going to rip this off later, and you go all over the places where you're going to peel it up, and then you paint over it. So you put the second layer over it, and then you can see where it bubbles up with the little rubber stuff, and you go and you pick it off. And then you put another layer on top of it exactly where you ripped it off, and you paint over that again. And the layers never line up perfectly, so you get the torn edges to make it look like it's a proper chip.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You should start a channel about that, just like a little hobby channel.
Yeah.
Might end up being like, the best thing ever. Who knows?
Or not.
But yeah, all kinds of fun insights on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and let me tell you how fun that was to try to source all that stuff in Thailand.
I can imagine.
Like when you go to the U.S., you go to like Hobby Lobby or what, I don't know what it is, Michael's Hobby Lobby or whatever it is. Man, you have no idea.
Yeah, be grateful for all the stuff. If you're in the United States or a Western country, be grateful for all of the stuff that you have access to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're into leather work or crafts or anything where you are making stuff, be thankful if you live in a Western country that has access to all this stuff. Yeah, it's wild. The stuff we have to source to even do, half of this room is built with PVC pipe.
Yep.
Just painted black.
Yep.
Yeah, wild.
So Tips for Cruisers is our next channel. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. It's a cruising channel. The goal of the channel is to go full-time within 3 years. The question is, can I use B-roll from the cruise line's website, YouTube channel that they say is B-roll? If you are seeing this video because we are having technical difficulties, which means right now, while you're watching this, we are frantically running around behind the scenes trying to get everything either turned back on or trying to get something connected or trying to fix whatever seems to have happened that did cause us to lose signal or cause the tech to go down or whatever the situation happened to be. So please be patient. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Thank you for your patience. If you are seeing this video because we are having technical difficulties, which means right now, while you're watching this, we are frantic.
Hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're having fun, comment, type something. If you're laying back, leaning in, engage. Just take a second to smash the whole page. Hit the sub button. Need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to make coffee, my mojo is low. Just give me a minute to get me a Joe. I'll be getting my fix in my kitchen, but look at the logo, the plug for the show. Whoa. It don't matter the flavor, I'm gonna get haters. A cup or a pot of the gold, I just need you to hold for a little bit longer. This song ain't a joke, it's a banger, you know where you don't. You will hang or you won't, but the sing isn't stopping till it's at the top. And I go back upstairs, man, I hope I don't drop it, I know that it's hot. It might seem one's enough, but apparently not. Take a cinnamon shot, mix it up on the spot. Give it a try, you might like it a lot. Need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. Cheers, put your mugs up here, put your cups up here, put your tumblers up here. Now drink it, cheers, put your cups up here, put your mugs up here, put your tumblers up here. Now drink it, drink it, drink it.
Check, 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 check. All right. So I think we are back on track now. It looks like we had a wire get unplugged or whatever. What, did it just crash or did a wire go down?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It was just off.
Okay. Yep, we are good.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Okay.
Weird.
So back on track. Pardon the delay there. So this Rebels trying to get in here again. They probably knocked off power somewhere.
They probably
Those
did.
pesky Rebels.
Yep.
But anyway, so basically on the cruising channel, on the B-roll thing, so basically just to restart this because I'm not sure if we got it or not. So Tips for Cruisers is the name of the channel. Been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do cruising content. The goal of the channel is to go full-time within 3 years. The question is, can I use B-roll from the cruise line's website, YouTube channel that they say is B-roll and not get in trouble for reused content? I have talking head videos, so I'm talking the entire time any B-roll is rolling. So when it comes to companies like this, when it comes to electric car companies, when it comes to tech companies, all that, a lot of people have like press content. And that content is content that they give to YouTubers, they give to, press, they give it to, news outlets, things like that. So when they're talking about their services, that they have that content to lean on. So step number one would be to reach out to them and ask them if they have that available, and then get that, from them with their permission to use it. And then if they don't have that available, asking them and having the documentation where you're getting their permission to use, something that they have publicly available. But when it comes to using anything that you don't have the rights to use, you have to make sure that, one, you're either using it in a way that is fair use, or that you do get direct, permission from them to be able to use it. If you can do both, that's even better. So I would definitely take that path to make sure that you are to make sure that you're protected with what it is that you're doing. Next, Figure Fever. Uploads one time per year been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is toy hunting, pickups, and toy reviews. The goal of the channel is for others to see what toys, action figures I find in my area, and for toy reviews. The question: I was inspired to do a YouTube channel from others who share my hobby of toy hunting at various stores, toy reviews. However, my channel is small and I'm struggling with my content. As of now, I have a little over 200 subs, and then I lost a few. Any recommendations, please? Thank you. So, yeah. So when it comes to losing subscribers, it's part of the thing. So on my channel, I've lost over 400,000 subscribers during my time here on YouTube. When it comes to, other channels, I know like Sean over at Think Media, he put out I think it was in like an email or something he shared, or maybe it was a post somewhere, but he shared he had lost over 800,000 on his because he's got like 2 million subscribers now. And it's just part of the thing, right? So because of that, when people leave, you want to pay attention. Like, what content am I making that is causing people to leave? And is there any way that I can, kind of reduce the amount of people that are unsubscribing? But at the end of the day, people's tastes change. People, they're really into one thing for, a period of time. And then after that, then they move on to something else. And because of that, they don't watch content about it anymore. And, those types of things. Like, for example, this is probably a bad example, but before I got a looper, which is like a little music like thing, before I got a looper, I was watching all kinds of videos on it, watching people use it, watching videos explaining like, how to use it and all that stuff to see if I actually wanted it. Then I purchased it, and then I was watching even more videos trying to learn how to use it and things like that. But then now, after I use that and I know how to use it now, I don't need to watch those channels anymore. So because of that, if they were to pop up and I were to see it, and I might click into it in that case and be like, oh, hey, I'm not going to subscribe, or I'm going to unsubscribe to this just because I don't need that content anymore, because I already know how to use it. So when it comes to people unsubscribing from the channel, it happens for a bunch of different reasons, but that's just a normal part of the gig. So because of that, just embrace it. Now, when it comes to your channel having a little over 200 subscribers, I want to congratulate you actually on the 200 subscribers, because that's 200 people. As long as those are people that you weren't doing any type of like sub exchange with, or as long as that's not like family and friends, as long as that's like strangers, then in that particular case, like, you have 200 people that are enough into what it is that you're doing, or that are into what it is that you're doing enough that they liked it enough and wanted to watch more of your videos enough that they ended up subscribing to the YouTube channel because of it. So what you have with that 200 subscribers is you have a proof of concept that people do enjoy what it is that you're making. Now, from here, what you need to do is you need to say, okay, I have proof. People are enjoying this content. Now I want to get more views so I can just scale this thing up. And then from there, you start working on making better videos, learning how to package your videos in terms of the topic, title, and thumbnail. But package your video. Well, let's just do it this way. You got to learn how to make videos about the right things, right, for the people that you're trying to reach. You got to learn how to package it up through a thumbnail and title, or grab their attention if you're doing shorts, in the beginning of the video. And then once they go into the content, then you have to learn how to, create an experience for them, or create content that creates the experience for them that they want, or that will cause them to enjoy that experience they get with what it is that you're making. And then from there, you just keep working on that over time. But, I want to congratulate you on the 200 subscribers, because that's a lot of people. Like, one thing to think about is, if you had 200 people, let's just say 100 people, and they're all standing in the room right now and they're all like looking at you, you'd be like, whoa, I got like 100 people in here looking at me. This is like crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah. But then, when you have like 200 people subscribe to your YouTube channel, it's 200 people that have, like watched, through, some of your YouTube videos and found value in what it is that you're doing. So because of that, just embrace it. Just work on making better content for those people and just getting better at the craft of making videos. And you're on your way, right? So just embrace where you're at, embrace that you're in that learning curve, and then keep moving forward from here.
Yeah, I find it interesting that not all, but a lot of newer creators really get down on their.
They downplay the numbers.
They downplay the numbers because they're comparing themselves to people who have been doing this for a long time, or sometimes people just make videos and hit home runs. Just sometimes some people are just naturally good at what they do, and they downplay things. And just keep perspective. Listen, if you have 50 people who subscribe to your channel, that is 50 human beings that saw your video and it's like, yeah, I like this creator.
Right.
Maybe I'm going to subscribe and maybe I'll check out more of what you have to offer. That's incredible.
Yep.
Just even 50 is incredible. I mean, and then once you start getting into the hundreds and the thousands, like it's even more mind-boggling.
Right.
Yeah. Don't downplay that.
Yeah, like, a few hundred people watching a video, that's a lot of people. A few thousand people watching a video, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
100,000 people or tens of thousands of people
You're
watching a video.
Like filling a stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
I think the distortion happens because there's so many channels on YouTube that are just getting crushed in views, like Mr. Beast and Ryan Trahan and like all these like, kind of staple big channels. Like they get so many views that it makes everybody else seem like they're not getting any views, right? In comparison.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, I got to get 100,000 views a video just to be like, relevant or whatever.
Yeah,
but that's not the case at all.
And there's two things. So one, you have the view count of the video. So that's how many people saw the video and they watched your video. They may or may not have liked it. But your subscriber count, even though it is more of a vanity metric, and obviously not all of your subscribers are going to watch your video. In fact, the majority of your subscribers probably won't watch your video. But I think it is worth celebrating that win when you do hit subscriber milestones, because that's an indication of people who like you as a creator. Like they might not watch all of your videos. Maybe they only watched one video, but I think you mentioned this before. That's an indicator of like, yeah, this many people is like, yeah, like this guy.
Right.
Like this girl.
Right.
Like this kid.
Right.
Like this woman. Like this cat with OCD.
Right.
Right. Like that's, by the way, that's a thing I just learned. We were talking about it earlier. Cats with OCD. That's a thing, apparently.
So next up,
celebrate them, man. Celebrate them.
We've got Scoobs and Pets is our next channel here.
Pets?
Scoobs and Pets. Yeah, good timing there. I think you are clairvoyant.
I am a psychic.
So the type of channel is Pets. The goal of the channel is to make my hobby my career. And the question is, I've been monetized for around 7 months now with 2,000 subs, and I wanted to make a video about how much I earned. However, that's completely different from my usual videos, which are about to set up aquariums and how to look after certain animals, etc. I also wanted to start talking about other topics which group in the earnings video, but not my usual content. My question is, should I start a separate channel or upload on my current channel, or forget about the second type of content, just focus on my current content? First, you got to decide what it is that you're trying to do. So if you're trying to build a resource, like a resource where people who are into, pet related things, they can come to your channel and enjoy all the videos in your channel, then in that case, I wouldn't publish those videos to your main channel. The rule of thumb is, if the content that you're going to be publishing is a good fit for the people that you're actively trying to reach, then publish that video. If it's not, and you're like, I don't know if this is really, the right fit for my audience, then don't put it on the main channel, right? Or don't put it on that channel. And the reason for that is because you want your channel to be to where somebody can watch one video and then another video and another video, and YouTube's recommending. It's not just about them going into a playlist and watching videos in a playlist. It's not about them just watching a video and then seeing something in the suggested videos and clicking on that. It's about somebody watches your channel today, they log into YouTube tomorrow, YouTube recommends one of your videos to them, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember this, or that's interesting to me too, and they click on that and they come in and they're like, oh, this person again, cool. And then the next day, YouTube, is like, hey, you watched these videos from them, so we're gonna, show you this one too. And they're like, oh yeah, hey, this is me. And then they click on it and they come in and watch your videos, right? So the game is to make a channel that's a resource for a certain type of viewer who's interested in certain types of things. So I think step number one is defining what it is that you're actually trying to do and what it is that you want out of your channel. And then from there, define who it is in terms of the audience that you're trying to reach with your channel, which in your case, at the surface level would just be, pet lovers. And then from there, when you decide to make a video, or you're considering making a video, think to yourself, okay, I'm going to run this idea through this filter of, is this a good fit for people that are pet enthusiasts? Yes. Boom. Publishing. No. Yeah, I'm not going to make that video. Right. And Roberto Blake says really quick, if you have videos that you really want to make, but your audience is not not into it at all, then post it to members only so you can still express yourself. Also upload full videos to Instagram. Yeah, having other social media outlets and stuff like that is great for that kind of stuff. Like, for example, I put the coffee video public on my TikTok account, that kind of stuff, to where if you're like, hey, I just want to kind of put this out there, but it's not appropriate for my main YouTube channel, then you do have those other outlets as well. It's a great tip, Roberto. Hey, Mike Phillips. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great.
Hey.
Home Rapid Repair. What's up? Looking forward to meeting you at Vid Summit. Hey, and just as a quick reminder, for those of you here that are in the UK or can make it to the UK, TubeFest is happening in Birmingham on May 23rd. So if you are a content creator and you're in the UK or you can make it there, then that's right around the corner. In addition to that, Vid Summit, if you're in the United States or if you can make it to the United States, Vid Summit is coming up September 3rd through the 5th in Dallas, Texas. That particular conference itself is like the conference for content creators that are taking all this stuff seriously. So if you are if you meet that criteria and you're trying to get the most out of your YouTube channel, then I also recommend that you go to Vid Summit as well. It's an awesome, absolutely awesome conference. Super looking forward to it this year. So next up, we've got... Oh yeah, but you can find those you can find information about those at tubefest.live for the UK one and at vidsummit.com for the Vid Summit one. And even if you're not into like going to conferences and stuff, one thing that I do recommend is that you do just check out the websites and be like, are they talking about things that I want to learn? Are they going to have people there that I would like to network with and things like that? Just so you can explore it further before you just completely dismiss it.
Yep.
Let's see here. So next up, we've got That Junk Man. That Junk Man does Gen X pop culture nostalgia. Makes sense in terms of the channel name. The goal of the channel is for people to remember things from their childhood that they may have forgotten. Says, I'm about to hit 40,000. Thanks for the help. I get about 1 to 2 subs a month and have a good watch time. It's mostly over 50%, but my views seem to stay 1 to 2,000 a video. Some exceptions to the rule. Shouldn't we go up as subs go up? Also do 2 videos a day, plus shorts. So here's the thing. If you are not breaking past that 1 to 2,000 per video, then in that case, the options or the problems could be that the threshold of interest for those videos isn't very far, or it could be that for that core group of people that YouTube initially shows the content to, or those core groups of people, they're responding to it, but as soon as it hits a more general audience, those people don't respond to it as much, and because of that, it's putting limits on what it is that you're doing. So because of that, if you are currently stuck at that 50% mark, step number 1 that I recommend that you do is go into your audience retention reports and look at compared to other videos and just see ballpark how you're comparing against other content of a similar length. Do this per video. And this is just going to help you identify like, okay, hey, how am I competing? And in some cases that can tell you a lot about why your videos only, get so far. So I would do that as step number 1. Step number 2, keep working on the videos, right? Keep working on the videos, keep working on the topics, because topics by themselves have a huge impact on the overall performance of your video. Because if you are making videos on a topic that a limited amount of people, and I know you're doing nostalgia stuff, so you're kind of leaning on the hope that people that they remember the things that you're talking about or sharing, and that they are even interested enough to watch that content, which I know there's a lot of nostalgia channels and they do great. But if your videos keep hitting that like threshold and you can't break it, then in that particular case, it's going to come down to you making videos on, more broad topics. It's going to come down to you, getting better at getting people to click for the long form and actually capturing their attention for the short form and keeping them watching there. And then of course, for the long form, also, further watching that content and just enjoying that content for them.
So I was just looking online while you were doing that. I was looking for that channel and I got sidetracked. So
imagine that.
Because it is May the 4th.
D got derailed.
Star Wars dropped the official trailer for The Acolyte. Oh. And Carrie-Anne Moss, Trinity, is a Jedi in that.
Oh, nice.
That ought to be interesting.
Nice.
41 minutes ago it dropped.
How many views does it have on it?
Take a guess.
300,000.
No, 41 minutes ago. 73,000.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Yeah, I would have expected that to have over 1 million already, but it doesn't. 43 minutes ago. Can't wait for this stream to end is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Renee. So the upload cadence is they do 2 videos per day. Yeah, I kind of glossed over that. So yeah, they do 2 videos per day plus shorts.
That's a lot.
So yeah, they're just cranking out content.
Yeah.
So yeah, so because of that, you're
Slow
probably it'd probably be helpful to slow down.
Yeah, slow
I'm
down.
glad you kind of highlighted that, Renee. But yeah, Renee, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so if I understood that right, they're uploading 2+ videos a day.
2 videos and they're doing shorts.
And shorts, but they're not really seeing growth.
Right.
Yeah, slow it down. And instead of just thinking about brute forcing your way through the platform, slow it down and try to really look at your data, look at your audience retention, see where people are clicking off on your videos.
Try to experience it yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Like, because right now you're in that like make it, publish it, make it, publish it, make it, publish it mode. Like one thing that can be helpful is to like make it and then just like sit on it and then like go do something and then come back and sit there and watch it yourself and think to yourself, okay, where do I start tuning out?
Yeah.
Where do I start not paying attention? Where do I start, just kind of not really caring about what it is that I'm showing or sharing in the video? Those types of things can also help you, just kind of make everything a little bit better.
Yeah, Roberto says that if it was a news channel, it would be okay to have a more aggressive upload cadence. If it were news, but it's not. I don't believe.
Danny G is our next channel. They review products for shorts, and it says YouTuber content. And the goal of the channel is I want to earn money. And the question is, why do the views on my shorts flatline? It also does that for my long form videos, and I don't understand why. I get a few hundred views a minute, and in 5 minutes, I'm getting 5 views a minute. Thank you, Nick. Love your channel. Thank you for the kind words. So when that happens, what is happening is YouTube is testing your content against different people. When they have the people that are responding well to it, then it keeps getting more impressions and more views. And then when people start responding to it less, then it starts slowing everything down. That's why it's normal when you go into your analytics for a new video. You'll see when you first publish it, it's like boom in terms of the impressions, and then it can start tapering over time for that particular thing, because as it gets in front of people that are not the perfect nailed it fit for that content, then in that particular case things start slowing down because they start reacting to the video differently or responding to the video differently compared to the people that are most engaged in that particular topic or the most interested in that particular topic, and so on. Let's see. Did Danny G. Next up, round number 34, TG Cross Collector. They upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than a year. They do Pokemon cards and collecting, mainly educational content. The goal of the channel is to educate about collecting fundamentals and relate them to collecting Pokemon cards, also teaching about the history of Pokemon cards. Question. Thanks for all you guys do. Fan of these Q&A sessions. I'm growing a lot with shorts. I upload 1 every day, and that's creating a disparity with my total amount of subscribers and my long form views. Now I get around 1 to 1.5 thousand views per videos and have almost 8,000 subs. Should I slow with shorts? Many of them give me 80 to 100 subs, which is a lot for my channel size, but I feel that they're not fully real or earned. So they are earned. People are enjoying that content, enough to subscribe to it. But one way that I recommend that people look at YouTube Shorts is you're going to have some people that cross over, right? You're going to have some people that, that are going to love your shorts, and they're going to be like, wow, this is good stuff. And they're going to click on your channel name, and they're going to go, subscribe to your channel, and they're going to like watch more of your shorts. They're going to go explore your long form content. I do this with channels to where, if I find them in the short shelf and it's something really good that like really adds value, I like their personality, I like what it is they're sharing, I like how they're sharing it and all that. Then in that case, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to, go watch some of this channel. And even though that might not be happening with every viewer that's interacting there, it is a filter of sorts to where YouTube is putting you in front of a bunch of new people. Some people that have already experienced the content too, but they're putting you in front of a bunch of new people that you have the opportunity to introduce yourself to. And out of those people that you introduce yourself to, some of those people are going to like you a lot or like your content a lot, and some of those people end up transferring over into viewers. So because of that, look at shorts as like, okay, this is something to where I'm going to grow an audience in shorts that like my shorts content, and some of those people will transfer into the long form. And then my long form content, I'm making that for people that enjoy the long form content, and some of those people will actually transfer over into shorts viewers too. But I'm going to look at them as 2 separate things that are targeted towards the same audience, or 2 outlets that are targeted towards the same people. And I'm going to, use them both if that's your, choice that you're going to do. I'm going to use them both to put real content in front of people through both of those surfaces on YouTube. Both those formats on YouTube. Let's see here. Next up, we've got Eat Like an Apex. Love that channel name.
Great name.
The type of channel is food-inspired travel vlogging. The goal of the channel is grew up watching Anthony Bourdain, Bizarre Foods, loved it, and pursued a similar passion to the YouTube platform. Question is, hey guys, let me see if I boiled it down correctly. Shorts produce more subscribers and views, and long-form content generates more possibility of monetization. Not always. So sometimes people suck at shorts and they do awesome in long form content. Sometimes people do awesome in YouTube shorts and they suck at long form content. So it kind of goes back and forth. Sometimes people are awesome at both. Sometimes people suck at both. So, you know, there's all the different variables going on there. But it says one has more strength over the other. If this is so, what's the formula that a creator like yourself uses? Example, 1 short a day, 1 or 2 long forms a week. Thanks, guys. Been here with you, Nick, when you're just about at 100K. And I was there with D since his 5K. Love it.
Nice.
So when it comes to my approach, my thing is I'm not super focused on like growing the channel in terms of subscriber counts. Like, yes, I want, you know, my play button and all that for the gold play button, the gold one, D. But yeah, so I really, you know, I do want that, but it's not like a huge priority, you know, in my life. So because of that, you know, I try to add my value through live streams and through long form content. And I occasionally put a short out. I had a series that I was going to do, but I actually found something on another channel. And I'm not going to talk about what that thing is yet because I actually need more information for it. But I found something on another channel that made me want to hold off on that just for a little bit. So once I work through that particular thing, then I might actually, you know, start publishing that series. But in the meantime, you know, my value is through, you know, the long form content. Through some of the shorts content, though, I am going to start putting some of that out on TikTok. Even though they want longer videos, I am still going to put some of the videos that I've made onto there, and I'm still making new content for that as well.
On the on TikTok?
Yeah. Yep.
Until they ban it.
Yep. Until they ban it. Yep. But I mean, it'll just ban it in the U.S., right? Like there'll still be others that use it.
Yeah, I know.
But basically, you know, with that. You know, my approach is that, you know, through sponsorships, through affiliate marketing, through everything else that I do, you know, the long form video for me personally is the best avenue for that. Yeah. And long form video for me is also where I believe that I can add the most value because I can explain things in more detail. Like when I make short content, that particular content is usually only on stuff to where it's like, yeah, I can get through this quickly, right? Like I just put together like a handful of videos I was telling D about that since I got the Pocket, I made a bunch of shorts with that. And basically those start out with, hey, if you're a new YouTuber, blah, 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 right? And it's kind of like a motivational, inspirational type of thing for those. And with that content, I probably won't start publishing those until I finalize the thing that I'm finding on another channel. So because of that, my personal approach is to lean into what it is that I believe adds the most value to my audience. Now, if I do end up doing shorts aggressively on my channel, I will actually search target almost every short that I publish. Yeah. And the one series is like a like daily tip series for a period of time. And then outside of that one, there's the daily tip series. And then everything after that will be a directly targeted search term or search phrase. So I can capitalize on that traffic coming in. And just to be transparent, because we don't have links available as part of that content, I'm going to have to get URLs for like products and things like that for anything that would be search based. So I can tell people to go to that specific URL, and then that will redirect them to, you know, whatever thing it is that I'm, you know, trying to bring attention to.
I still think that was a terrible move for YouTube.
Taking links out?
Taking links out.
Yeah, they do it for spammers is the word, but when it comes to that, it's like, okay, well, you're just like one click away from a long form video too, and you put the option to click on the related video to go to more. So instead of actually putting the link, now you can just tell them to click on that related video, and then they can go to that related video, and they can get the link in that related video.
And spam it there.
And spam it there.
Yeah, it's not for spammers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's blowing smoke is what that is. If they wouldn't have put a link allowed you to put a link to the full length video, they're like, okay, okay, maybe you're trying to get rid of spammers. But it's like, you can't put links here, but we're going to let you just add one more click to go to the long video. And then you can put all your links there you want. Spam away over here.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job, YouTube.
Yep.
So we got a trailer also for The Boys season 4. Do you watch The Boys?
I don't.
What? You don't watch The Boys?
I do not.
Who watches The Boys?
You told me about it, but I don't watch it.
I figured you would have picked up on it. Season 4.
No, I think because we mostly watch stuff that has Thai subtitles. So I only watch stuff like that when, like if she goes to like visit her family or, something like that.
Renee says, I fought hard for that related link field, D. Thank you, Renee. Fighting a good fight, man. Not all heroes wear capes, Renee.
Okay, so the next question that we have here is from Dark Web Stories. They do daily content. The type of channel is Dark Web Horror Stories. The goal of the channel is to get 1,000 subs and monetization. And the question is, how are my thumbnails and titles? Could the titles be considered repetitive? So what I recommend that you do is that you either swing into my channel if you see me doing any type of review stream, or swing into the StreamYard channel when they do channel review streams over there, or swing into the TubeBuddy channel when I do the channel reviews over there, or swing into the TubeSpanner channel when I'm doing reviews over there. And then that's where we actually pull up channels and look into, give people direct tips on what it is that they're doing.
So Doug brought up QR codes for shorts.
Yeah. So
can you do that? I haven't looked into it.
You can put QR codes on videos, but I'm not a fan of burning stuff like that into the video that I don't have full control of.
We could be like, take a video of this QR code or take a screenshot of this QR code.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that. Like for me, I like saying like the URL and with the URL.
Go to thisthing.com.
Right. And with that, you have ownership of that.
Yeah.
And if as long as you keep everything, renewed and all that stuff, then then it's as good as, as long as that video is there, then you can have that there as well, sending people to that thing.
Okay, here I'm just curious here. Okay, there's 193 people watching right now on YouTube, 194 people watching on YouTube. I don't know how many are live on X. Just simple yes or no. Type in yes or no. Do you know how to take a screenshot with your phone?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You do, but do you know how to take a screenshot with your phone? Simple yes or no. Don't be embarrassed if you don't.
Just and with that, too, when you take a screenshot, you also have to figure out how to get the QR code out of that, too.
Right. I'm just curious how many people in here just know how to take a screenshot with their phone.
So one of the things that Renee mentioned here is that QR codes work great on TVs. That's a really cool thing for your channel art, too. So like if you go and you look at the TubeSpanner channel art on a TV, there's a QR code in there to where you can actually scan that, and then you can go directly over to TubeSpanner and see what's going on over there. So for channel art, it's also great.
Good. So it looks like everybody knows how to take a
Roberto
a
says I'm out here making QR codes great again.
Yes, make QR codes great again.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the majority of people so far know how to make them, but there's a couple who don't. So don't use my phone much. I find that interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I know what happens with me is if I use a QR code. Same thing with URLs too. But if I have so many screenshots on my phone of I'm gonna check that out when I get in front of the computer, or I'm gonna check that out later, and I just never do.
Never.
Yeah. So that's a crazy thing. So to make a QR code, you can actually do this for free. The Junkman says, how do you even make a QR code on a site? So one of the things that you can do, if you have your own website, you can actually go up to the share option. If you're in Google Chrome, you can go to the share option. So basically you click on the 3-dot menu, and then you go down to, I think, is it more tools? Hold on. Save and share. And then when you go to that, down in the very second to last option, you have for create QR code, and it will give you a QR code for that page. Now, you can also do it through services, but a lot of those services, you don't know if they're going to change things up at any time. And since you don't have, control of the link there, then you're kind of out. And another problem, too, is let's say that you are sending, in the TubeSpanner case, it's not a big deal because if they change the URL or something like that, they can go in and change it in the channel art. But let's say that you put a QR code in your video and then somebody, it's just sending directly to a link to another, to an affiliate thing or something like that. In that particular case, then if those links change, then you can't just go in and change it in the QR code unless you're using one of those, unless you're using it in a paid service or something like that. But then you're at the mercy of that paid service and you have to pay them forever. If you're using your own URLs, then in that particular case, you can put whatever redirects you need and things like that. You can redirect to your URL, and then that way you can change the links up on your end and redirect things if you need to through your own website. But that also comes with additional costs because then then you have the actual web domain or the web address that you're using. You also have any hosting that is required to, keep all that stuff alive and online too. So, there's different options, of what you can do. And, everything comes with, a side effect. For example, you're paying for one thing or the other, if you want to, keep it online. But you definitely need to have control, in my opinion. If you want to make sure that you can secure everything for a long period of time, you need to maintain control. So like Roberto has said here, says that you can handle everything that you are saying with Genius Link when it comes to QR codes. Then you run into situations like kit.com where you're relying on that particular service, and then they change links. And then you're in the situation where you have to go and you have to change everything on your end. So because of that, like, it's good to set up something on your end. If you technically can, it's good to set up something on your end so that you're not actually at the mercy of some company. Because, for example, let me just put this into context. So recently I got this little device that turns my air conditioner on and off.
I got the device too.
Yeah, he got the device too, but it's a device that turns the air conditioner on and off. It's all it does. It's a simple device, super easy to use. It was amazing.
It's a smart device.
Smart device. And that device, that company went out of business. So now all of the people that bought that device, they're out that money. The app doesn't work anymore. Like, you literally can't use this thing anymore.
Work. Yeah,
right.
It's dead.
You have companies like kit.com who was basically allowing people to build these resources of all these different products and things like that. You would send them to this kit link, and then that kit link would actually distribute them to the right country and things like that based on where they were coming from. And then Kit ended up changing their links. So there are still videos on YouTube that are sending people to the wrong place, right? Because they don't know it changed, or they stopped being on YouTube or whatever, where if they just updated those links to Kit's new structure or the new website or whatever they ended up doing, to where they would still be able to do that, but people are missing out because they don't know. But when you control all that stuff through your own website, then you can ensure that everything that's getting clicked on, you're still going to be able to, send viewers to the right thing. Other things you have to be mindful of is people can also purchase things as well. And when they purchase things, they might also change things. So like, for example, if you're sending things to a certain company and you're doing it through like a burned in link that you don't have control over, and they're sending to a particular company, and then that company changes things. Let's say they get bought out and they start changing things, and then that company isn't giving good products anymore, but you're recommending them. Then what you can do is you can be like, well, hey, I'm going to change this link to a company that is the same, but that actually provides good service. And then you're still able to send people, in the right direction, and hopefully still being able to, monetize. So, all kinds of, complicated things when it comes to links. But there's definitely ways to work around that where you maintain more control, which is important if you are somebody that's wanting to do this for a long period of time, right? If you're like, hey, I'm just kind of giving this a shot and who knows how it's going to work out, not a big deal. But if you're somebody that's like committed and you're like, yeah, I'm trying to make money from this, and every link and every click and all that stuff counts, then in that case, I recommend that you try to control as much of that as you can. And on that note, if you're a new content creator, I do want to let you know that sometimes publishing videos can be difficult. Sometimes it can be discouraging. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Sometimes things can be confusing. But when it comes to YouTube and being a content creator in general, just understand that there's a learning curve that comes with this, just like everything else, right? Just like when Dee started, doing all of his costume stuff with the Star Wars things, he had to go and watch a bunch of videos and learn how to do it, and he had to mess around with different materials and things like that. I mean, I know he knew it intuitively.
I was pro the moment I unpacked the razor blade.
I know.
I'm kidding. No, it's a learning curve.
But yeah, it's a learning curve, right? So just embrace it. Like, I know it can be frustrating, and I know it can be discouraging also when you compare your views against the views of other people in your space that maybe, are doing better or whatever. So, because of that, just embrace where you're at in the learning curve. Stay focused on what it is that you are doing and improving on what it is that you're doing and the value that you add to the people that are interacting with your content, and keep learning and developing your skills along the way. That's the path to get there. So just embrace that learning curve, keep working at it, keep educating yourself, and stay at it for whatever it is you're trying to do. If you're doing it for a side hustle, or if you're trying to be, full-time on YouTube, because, this whole thing is a reality. And, you can turn your YouTube channel and these efforts that you're putting into making videos into some really amazing stuff. All you have to do is just learn the process of doing it and learn how people respond to certain things around your content. So hang in there. You got this. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your weekend. D.
Yep. Happy
Great
May
stream.
the 4th.
May the 4th be with you,
Yep.
and may the 4th be with you as well. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure that you check out. Baby Yoda also wishes you Grogu also wishes you a happy May the 4th as well. And make sure that you check out the links in the video description. I have a bunch of helpful tools and resources for you down there as well. And we'll be here next weekend as well at 9 a.m. Eastern next Saturday. So have a great rest of your week. Hope to see you next weekend, and we'll see you next time.